We've got to stay in the street, and we've got to demand justice. We've got to not only stay in the street, but we've got to fight for justice. But I am very hopeful, and I hope that we're going to get a verdict that will say guilty, guilty, guilty. And if we don't, we cannot go away. Well, we got to stay on the street, and we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they...
Want to get it off your chest? You're in the right place. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun, sprinkled with a lot of laughs? Heard in every state in the Union and 770 cities around the world. We just put 12 years of broadcast excellence into the can. Now in our 13th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is streaming live right now. Amongst the many crises in the Biden dictatorship that he's already admitted, except their denial of the catastrophe at our southern border, I'd like to focus on the wars being waged in our cities with the backing of the Democratic Party, Black Lives Matter, our large sports, huge corporations, and our schools. Our children are being taught under the critical race theory from kindergarten that black-skinned children are good and white-skinned children are bad. Maybe evil even. Most parents weren't warned of this, as one would think they would be. Parents are livid all over the country. This is sick and frightening for all Americans. It justifies bad behavior for both blacks and whites alike. The disadvantage to the blacks is their pillars, led by Black Lives Matter, has ginned up systematic problems in black communities, justifying bad behaviors, gangbanging, drug use, weapons use to kill each other, and a total mistrust of police. And many of these policemen are blacks, with black police chiefs, black mayors, black city councils. Black Lives Matter condones black males to have multiple children with many women without the responsibilities that ought to be attached by being fathers. The weight on black and some white women can be overwhelming. While many collect welfare, these women work as many jobs as they can to make ends meet. Their kids are allowed poor school performances because the moms are too busy, in most cases, to stay close with and discipline them, which is where the fathers come in to help. I met with newly appointed Judge Clarence Thomas at the Supreme Court in 1993. I asked him about why there was so much violence in the black neighborhoods. He told me there's no discipline because of missing fathers. Judge Thomas was raised by his grandfather, when his own father disappeared. My conclusion is we don't have a police problem as much as we have a fathering problem, and especially in black neighborhoods. Or am I wrong? Hi there. My name is Dave Weinbaum, and I'm here with radio legends. I can say that because now Rick did his own show last week, Rick Henderson. And J.P. Maxwell, give an update on your father. And wait a minute. No. I was neglect in greeting my lovely bride, Lisa Ann Weinbaum. Blah. Good morning, honey.
Surprised?
You're a little early, yeah. No, you're a lot early. Okay. And, okay, give us an update on your dad.
So he is still fully sedated right now, but he was taken off dialysis yesterday. And so we are getting steps of recovery here, so it's a really good thing. So appreciate everybody's positive thoughts and prayers for him.
Now, I don't have a clue as to whether we have a caller or not. I'm just going to assume maybe that we do. And if we do, I'm going to take another chance and play this person's song.
Oh, risky business, Dave.
Okay, now I know it's him. I take my chances. I don't know for sure because the phone is now hidden from me. They're hiding the phone from me. We will rock you. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a big treat. This gentleman is 252 years old and still growing, I guess. Used to hang out with Ben Franklin and check out all the chicks in Virginia bars. Please welcome to the show the man with so much knowledge he keeps it all under a tinfoil hat. Please welcome J.J. Bradshaw.
Thank you so much.
J.J., what's under that tinfoil hat of yours?
Well, you started out stealing my thunder. Let's just speak about the black community for a moment or two, and I'll amplify on what you had to say.
Okay.
I am a child of the 60s, of course, and this really began then. 1960, black men became sperm donors and not fathers. And I have some personal knowledge of this. I have some relatives, niece and nephew, that are pearly white and have been trying to become black their entire lives. They refuse to get married. They end up with multiple children from multiple fathers with no contact with those fathers. And of course, the mother is scrambling to try to make ends meet. The other family members attempt to help. But the fact is, these are single-parent households, and those children are being raised by the gangs and by their buddies who are in the same sort of boat that they are. I don't know that there's any solution for that. Since we have decades and generations of this, and we're talking people who are proud to be fatherless. I don't know that there's any solution for this. Maybe God will strike them dead. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
that's all I have to say about your monologue.
It doesn't have to be a color situation. It can happen in white. It happens in white neighborhoods, but it's not as prevalent in white neighborhoods as it is in black. Why? Because the government encourages this. And now Black Lives Matter is encouraging this. Now Major League Baseball and football and the NBA are encouraging this kind of behavior.
Of course.
And so now they're trying to blame it all on the cops.
Yeah.
If you look at most of these cases, there was a resist to arrest. There was a scramble. There was a possibility that in some cases there were weapons they were searching for. And in the one case where the girl, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago? Had the knife, a 16-year-old girl about to stab another girl. Her arm with the knife was coming down on this gal, not a foot away from her chest, her neck, anywhere. And this cop, what choice did he have? Somebody said, well, he could shoot up in the air. That's Geraldo. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
okay?
That's garbage.
Yeah, that
As
is
a shooter,
garbage.
I can tell you, if you're going to shoot, you shoot to kill. You don't shoot to wound.
Well, sure. And so, you know, he saved this gal. LeBron James, oh, we're going to come get you, to the cop. You know? What a dumb, you know, I mean, he's a great basketball player. But really, James, I mean, go to China and play. Do us all a favor, okay?
You know, the guy's a good player, but let's face it, as a human being, he's a dick.
Okay. Okay. As in Dick McCarthy. Yes. Dick McCarthy is a terrible person.
As in Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Gotta love JJ. You never know what's going to happen next.
Let's talk about D.C. statehood for just a moment.
Yes.
H.R. 51 passed the House, of course, along a party line vote. All the Dems voted for it. All the Republicans voted against it. And I read this thing, and it smacks of anti-constitutionalist. To make Washington, D.C. a state will require a constitutional amendment. It's written right in the Constitution, or at least it alluded to. So why did our House of Representatives pass something that clearly flies in the face of the Constitution? They're going to try to deliver to this piece of garbage to the Senate and hope that enough senators bail to get this junk passed. This is going to end up in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So why would these people do this? We see this sort of legislation come flying out of there, has little chance of ever seeing daylight in the Senate.
What do they have to lose?
Well, they're trying to make a statement. The trouble is the statement that they're making is we are stupid and useless. We can't run this government. We can't even come up with a freaking budget. But we can spit out all of this social garbage and expect the citizens of this country to just lap it up. That's all I got to say about D.C. statehood. Ain't going to happen. But now the Paris Climate Accords.
Yeah, let me just say this. They're throwing all this, stuff against the wall, hoping some of it's going to stick, and maybe something will come of it. All right, later on. They've established, it's like the impeachments. If you do them enough times, well, maybe people are going to think, well, Donald Trump is a jerk. And a lot of them do. Okay.
I'm going to talk about impeachment here pretty quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Maxine Waters comes to mind.
Yeah.
But first, the Paris Climate Accords, we're headed back into that stinking sewer of an agreement.
Yeah.
John Kerry negotiated this thing. Now, John Kerry is, as negotiators go, this man is a turnip, and he looks a lot like Lurch off the Addams Family.
Yeah.
This fellow has no more credentials to negotiate climate change legislation than the man in the moon.
Right.
The dude is completely disconnected from reality, yet here he is. Going back into an agreement that the biggest polluters, which are China and India, are exempt from.
Yeah, they don't care.
China has agreed to a 2060 date to do something about their pollution.
Means nothing.
Well, come on.
Right.
2060, we may be an incinerated rock. This is absolutely ridiculous. And again, that goes back to the D.C. statehood thing. They're trying to make a statement. But the trouble is the statement that they're making is we are fools.
Yes.
And people around the world are laughing at us.
But we'll be loved by the world because we're good guys, you see. Yeah, okay, yeah. Trump says this is BS. I'm America first. I want America to win. I want to cooperate with the world, but not at the expense of ruining the country and ruining the citizenship of the United States of America. That's why Trump was loved. Forget all the other stuff.
Next thing. If you look at what this thing is going to cost us, over the next decade, it will bankrupt us. That's ignoring the new tax deal that these communists are coming up with. They're working very hard to bankrupt this country. And frankly, that Paris Climate Accord will bankrupt this country all by itself. Now, will this thing ever be approved? Well, getting that through the Senate's going to be kind of tough.
Yeah.
Barack Hussein Obama didn't manage to get that done. He agreed that we'd be in it, but it was never ratified. I don't know if Biden thinks he can get this through the Senate or not. But again, he's making a statement. And
right.
The statement is, we are fools.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to me that the Biden administration is out to do three things. He wants to permanentize the Democratic Party. He wants to punish America for voting for Trump, and he especially wants to punish Trump with punitive taxes. That's going to hurt everybody in this country. Doubling the tax on selling stocks. What an outrage that is. I mean, that's theft. A lot of these, they figured up some of the taxes in some of these states. It's close to 60% of your money.
Yeah,
and the tax on selling stocks is such that it's a double tax. You've already been taxed on this money. You got enough money, you buy some stock. Now, when you go to sell the stock, it's 40% instead of 20%. What an outrage.
Not only stocks, the capital gains also goes on your residence and any other real estate.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right.
So they're going to go back to the basis of this thing when it was built. So you're looking at 40 and 60% hit. What are you supposed to do about that? Well, you're supposed to take the loss as far as they're concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Chauvin trial.
Yeah.
The poor guy was convicted. Whether he's guilty or not, I don't know. Frankly, I don't care. That's up to the jury. But what Maxine Waters said about it, I do care about.
Sure.
Maxine Waters is inciting rioting. Now, if you remember, Donald J. Trump's second impeachment was for inciting a riot.
Yeah.
And he did nothing.
Yeah, they don't have
Maxine Waters did.
They don't have the evidence of that. Number one, Maxine Waters said it blatantly.
She said it on videotape.
And the judge even said, "I think that was a gift to the defense. I think there's a good possibility this whole trial could be thrown over on appeal."
I think it's likely.
Okay,
it's likely.
How stupid can this woman be?
Oh,
okay.
She's incredibly stupid. But the fact is, she's allowed to run her idiotic mouth, and the networks lap it up.
Oh, yeah.
And we're supposed to say, well, okay, Maxine, you're black, so you get a pass.
Yeah.
Yet Donald J. Trump said much less than what you did, said nothing incriminating, and we impeached him for it. Now, they're talking about censoring her, but frankly...
No, they already brought that vote up. You know what? Didn't win. Nothing happened. It was all on. Everything's getting voted right now. Seems to be on party lines.
Well, of course.
So, you worry about some of these Republicans.
We have no choice.
You worry about some of these Republicans, stepping over. They did that on the impeachment. So, you never know. You got a lot of rhinos in there still.
Well, I'm afraid we do, and this is a very tenuous position. I really don't trust our Congress. Well, I haven't for decades, but I trust them less now than they ever have before.
Hey, JJ, while you're still on the phone, let me give you one more example of what I'm talking about with black fathers.
Okay.
There's a guy that played football a couple years after I played football in high school. And we had a great team, Evanston Township High School, Evanston, Illinois, under the best coach still. He's dead now. I mean, he died in his 90s, but he coached some of this guy Emery Moorhead played, and he played for Coach Lazier, and apparently he was fatherless, and he was misbehaving. Okay, and one day the coach grabbed him. And this guy, let me tell you how big this guy is. I hurt my neck. looking up to him a couple years ago at a reunion, telling him that, I don't know what it would have taken, but I would have put you down somewhere, shaking while I said it too. Emory Moorhead turned into one of the best tight ends ever, University of Colorado, won a Super Bowl as the tight end with the Chicago Bears, and his son, Aaron Moorhead, went on to be a professional football player with the Indianapolis team, and they won a Super Bowl where he played, okay? That's what the difference is between a father who will discipline you and a missing father. A street father a street corner does not make for a good father. There you go.
Well, I agree with that.
All right, what else you got? Anything?
I got a little pun for you.
Let's hear it.
I am a social vegan. I avoid meat. MEET.
Okay.
God bless you.
No. You're not. No,
you love your show.
No.
Keep
You're not done.
work.
You are not done. Hold on.
Okay.
My therapist kept asking about abandonment issues. He was afraid I was going to fire him.
Oh, come on, Dave. This is a Dave Weinbaum.
All right, that was probably okay. Now he's going to do the crickets just for you. No.
Maybe later.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Dave,
JJ,
love your show.
Always
Keep
a
up the
pleasure.
good work.
Thank you so much. God bless you, and you have a great weekend. Hey, listen,
May God bless you, Dave.
We got a bunch of notices up here. We got Pam. Now you're moving them all around, so I'm trying to read them, and you're moving them up and down.
Because we have so many already.
All right. Well, can I read them?
I guess.
Pam Tanner, good morning. Hi, Pam. Nice talk. Nice to see you're listening again or hear you listening there again. She loved the opening dialogue. Root causes of these serious problems need to be addressed to correct this stuff. And look, we're not honest about it. We're blaming this all on the police. I'm sure there's some culpability there. But if you notice in every single case, even in the Chauvin case, which I thought he was guilty as hell, and stupid. What a stupid idiot. Okay, give me a break. 9.5 minutes with your knee on somebody's throat, and you don't know you're causing damage? You're not doing it intentionally? That's not believable. Okay, in the film of it? All right, yeah. George Floyd, however, resisted arrest. 3 guys couldn't put him in a car. He's a big guy. All right? And but that never should have happened. I will agree with that much. Judy Brown Eckert. Good morning, Dave and Lisa. And Senate videos. I don't know about that. Senate videos. Anything on that? Seattle videos.
Yep.
I don't know. Is there anything on Seattle videos? I don't know. Something going on there today? Why don't you call the show and let us know what the hell you're talking about, Judy? 573-578-2700. I almost forgot my own phone number. I forgot my phone this morning. I had to run back home and get it real quick. What? You're always, you're such a loose woman.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
That's
are.
a horrible thing to say.
Well, you're a loose woman.
Take it back. Take it back.
No, you always lose. You always lose the damn connection right there.
Your poor equipment is not my fault.
Hey, let's not talk about my equipment. I don't need any of that.
Double entendre.
I try. I swear. Why did that come up? My poor equipment. You're a loose woman.
Double entendre.
Between her being a loose woman and my equipment problems, I don't know. We got a problem.
Uh-oh. Dun.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not good. How did you do that? God, you just manipulated me into that.
That's why she's the law.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, as long as she's not cracking the whip, that's not good.
There'll be time for that.
We don't want any of that.
There's still time for it. So.
Hey, wait a minute. She can't. Oh, ow. What are you doing? Hey, Judy Brown Eckert says she's at work. Okay, so she's
one of your employees, so.
She is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was going to say, the hell with your boss.
I've known.
Call the show. No, you got to work. No. What are you doing on the computer talking about the show if you're
She
working?
can still
She
comment.
can multitask, yeah.
She can comment.
I don't.
There's
she
no
can
problem with
comment,
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do I know? Is she working drive-through or what?
Well, I don't know.
Maybe she's not at work.
Okay.
Maybe you
could have a day
ask
off.
She says she's at work.
her. Well,
She said that.
Then there you go.
And she's, I can't tell whether she's crying or laughing.
I think it's like laughing tears is what I'm hoping.
Okay. I don't
Put
know.
it
I
up here
can't
so you
tell.
can see it. There you go.
Hi, Judy.
You just knocked it off. Let's see. All right. I have to stand close to it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's tears anyways.
Yep. And then JJ,
Okay.
our opening act, just said that he loved your monologue, which he
Yes,
said during
thank you,
his talk,
JJ,
so.
and I loved your morning monologue as well. We're off to a good start,
Yep.
I'm here.
And Judy just responded. She's your general manager at Cuba, so she's got a big job to fill there.
Oh my God,
Dave.
drive-through! It's all about the drive-through. Get some applications. We have a hiring problem all over the country, and so I passed out. Applications in my drive-thru, and I'm trying to get them all to do this personally now, to get out there and in the drive-thru. Mainly where we're doing our business right now. And McDonald's is hiring out there, okay?
Yeah, while Mom and I were in St. Louis, with the
Yeah.
situation with Dad and all that, we go to eat somewhere, and every restaurant, it seemed like, shorter hours because they're short staffed.
Yeah.
Everybody's not wanting to work
Exactly.
with these unemployment benefits. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, if you give them money, and this is what the Democrats, this is a strategy. Give people enough money, they don't work. You kill the small businesses, not the big businesses. And I'm a small business guy, okay? Yes, I'm connected to a big corporation, some of which gets involved in politics, maybe more often than they ought to, as a big corporation. I'm just a little guy.
And Judy's got your back. She says she hired 5 this week.
Did you really?
Wow. That's amazing.
You are the woman. Why don't you tell me? Call me later on that same phone number after the show and tell me how you did it, okay? Because I'm trying to spread this all around my stores. I just talked to Mark this morning. You heard me just before the show. I talked to my son yesterday, and he thinks it's a good idea. We need to get people out in our drive-thrus passing out because I was just asking, anybody in your family need a job? And I got a couple teenage kids or grandkids or whatever. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. And I think we're probably going to squeeze about out of the 40 applications I get out, maybe 4. I'd be happy with that. 4 hired. Are you kidding me? It's a
That's
big deal.
10%.
It's a big deal. So, yeah, we're struggling a little bit, as is everybody that I know of in the United States of America. And a lot of it is because, we passed legislation that gives people money. I used to think, that I gave him a big bonus shortly after the COVID started, because these people were valiantly going to work and they got masks and all that. And it's tough, and lo and behold, I gave them a nice bonus. A lot of them didn't show up. They waited until they spent their money.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard a lot of businesses, though, they'll promise a bonus, but you get half of it when you've been there for 6 months.
Yeah.
And the other half when you've been there for a year.
Well, maybe I'll be smarter that way. That's probably a pretty good idea.
And Judy said that she will contact you later and share
Okay.
her information.
Yeah,
So-
and if you get anybody, one of the supervisors there, talk to them, okay? We need to spread this. See, ideas are king. They're sources, commoners. That's why I'm always looking for ideas from you guys. Not so much Lisa, 'cause she likes to insult me, She's always talking about my equipment. I have no idea what she's talking about. I don't do equipment.
Okay,
So-
I'll call you later with videos too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
boy.
Well, maybe
On that note, thank you, everybody. It's been a great show today.
maybe the equipment will work better then. What do you think? We're talking about screwdrivers. Wait a minute. No, wait a minit. Why did I say
No, we're
that?
not.
No. What are we talking about? No, don't do this.
Get back to the show.
I don't care if it's the FEC or whatever there is. We have to have a classy show. This is a classy show.
Yeah,
everybody.
we're not on the radio,
All
so
right.
we don't have to worry about the FCC. But
I know, but I worry about, people don't want to hear that kind of stuff. I mean, although if you're listening and you're getting something dirty out of that, that's your problem, because we have not been explicit. The whole idea about humor is not to be explicit if you are on a boundary line, Anyway, we just had J.J. Bradshaw with his outstanding rendition on as the first interviewee. We got Rabbi Moshe calling all the way from Efrat, Israel, in about 10 minutes. Elad Hakim, we've 2 weeks in a row for Elad. And this should be great because he has a lot of the legal stuff we can talk about that the Democrats are trying. We've got the Illuminator coming on at 10 o'clock. And a gal named Liz Istana. What's her name? Liz what?
Cabrera.
No.
She's using her mother's maiden name on
God.
Facebook.
You know.
That's her real name.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. Golly. Istana. That's her name. Istana. Or
Who's
Istana.
that?
Oh, gosh. Okay, you don't get this, do you?
Nope. I sure don't.
Okay, this is me beating my head with my paper.
There's a harder surface right there.
I know. Well, I don't want to bend over right now. Okay. What is
Oh
going
my
on?
gosh! What?
No, I'd have to bend over to hit my head on the table. Wait, can we get some alcohol in here?
I'm going back to
Oh
my
my God!
project
I want a
over here.
drink. Okay. All right. Now you've blocked off the.
I got other show stuff to do. So
Okay. All right.
You got
all right,
stuff
all
to
right.
do. Get to work.
Okay.
Crack the whip.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, actually, so Lisa will like this one. I have
Yes,
something
I
brand
know.
new for you, Lisa.
Okay.
Instead of the whip, here you go.
Okay.
Correct and whip.
Oh yeah.
Now
Little
whip
Devo.
Into shape. It's not too late.
Into shape, baby.
Whip it.
Whip it good.
I don't know why that's necessary. I just don't know.
Thank you, JP.
Thanks
I
for
love
helping
it.
out.
I love it.
Thanks for helping. Ow!
Whip it good.
You know, this show, we're turning into Howard Stern. All right, where are the strippers? Bring the strippers on.
No.
No.
No nudity here.
No nudity. Okay.
Correct.
That's right. Now, well, you were here anyway.
We definitely can't have a webcam then.
All right,
Nope.
let me get the other stuff here. Oh, let's. You know what? Why don't we play a Sicilian moment? I think we're ready for that.
We definitely need some help
Yeah, we
here.
need
So
some- we need
we'll give
some-
that a try.
We don't need
off
any more.
track.
We need any more. Do we need more humor than this? I don't know.
We're off
This
track.
is all.
We're definitely full of it this morning.
We're ad libbing. Okay, this is pretty good.
This is
huh?
not scheduled, just in case
Yeah,
you were
we have no script about this. Okay, which I'm kind of proud of actually. If you think about it, it's not that easy, is it, Rick?
It's very difficult.
Thank you.
Yes.
You know, he just ad libbed that.
By the way, I got some words of wisdom for people that get
Yes.
parking tickets. Remove your wipers.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's
So,
great
in other
until it
words,
rains.
you can just say you got lost in the, we didn't have any windshield wipers. All right.
Exactly.
just somehow
There you
got
go.
lost in the
Thank you.
shuffle.
Thank you for that bit of advice. I'm sure people will send you a contribution later.
I'm sure.
But it's raining today. Today may not be a good day to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and play the Sicilian moment.
Let's get us a little bit of intelligence going on here.
Please.
We need it.
Hear about Hooters golf tour? Yeah, they call their competitors knockers. Forget about it. What the hell? What's going on with this show today?
You need to straighten up.
What is going on?
Straighten up.
Oh, don't worry about it. Knockers, golf clubs, whatever you want to hit a ball with. I don't care. Why is that a big deal? Okay, forget about it, will you? It's not a big deal.
We actually picked this one out yesterday, so we can't even blame it on
I
this one.
know, I know. But it seemed to work.
It's
just
perfect.
working against us there, you know? Yeah, knockers. I mean, isn't that what you use? I use golf clubs, and I use it to what? Knock
Knock
her
the
a
ball.
ball.
Yeah.
Knock her a ball, right? That right? That makes sense?
We better just leave that there where it is.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. I'm very adamant about that one. I mean, that was an accident. You know, they did actually, I believe Hooters did sponsor a golf league. It was a minor league golf thing that gets sponsors every couple of years, and they change over. So it was Hooters for a while.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's
See,
pretty
we're
good.
we're
though.
just bringing intelligence everywhere today.
I know. It's just,
All the good stuff.
we're giddy today. I'm giddy. I don't know why. I did a lot of work on this show. There's going to be good stuff, and I'm very happy about it so far.
And we have another good morning here on Facebook, too,
Yeah.
from Christy Ann. So,
Christy Ann, where's that at?
you see it up there? Yeah, it's right there in the middle of the page. Yep.
Yep. Saying hi to Pamela, too.
I don't see it.
Right here.
Oh,
Right
good
there
morning.
by the... Yep.
Okay, I see it now. Christy Ann Scott. I didn't know I did it over there. Okay. Good morning, the Dave Weinbaum Show. Hi, Pamela Tanner. How's your morning? Wait a minute. Are they supposed to be talking to each other?
Sure.
Or does it matter?
Yeah, we're all about connecting people.
Okay.
We invite them to comment, so.
Let's talk a little bit about the news. You know, this gal that held the knife, ready to stab this other gal when the police shot her, like inches away from this gal's throat, chest, or whatever, coming down with the knife already. Within a split second, the cop had to shoot her. Well, NBC, they had a call, an emergency call about these gals being in a knife fight. NBC took this message from the police call and erased the part about the knife. Erased the part about the knife, and then they erased the film of the knife coming down from the camera of the police officer, the body cam. Can you believe that?
Sadly, I can.
This is propaganda.
Yep.
And it ought to be punishable. I mean, where's the FEC for that, or FCC?
There's something called accountability, and unfortunately, it goes against one side, but not so much for the other, at least not right now.
Yeah.
Really sad.
Really sad. Yeah, I mean, people aren't getting they're thinking there's no knife there. You know, and it works on a good portion of the population is why they do it.
They did the same thing with President Trump's video from January 6th.
Right, exactly.
Make
They
it sound like he
changed it.
did incite, and it wasn't the case.
Well, they never had it. Why? Because he never said it. He never said it. He said, "Go in peace." Okay, that's what he said. Well, you know, it just goes to show you that, and it shouldn't be this way, that this stuff works, and we got to keep fighting it. We got to keep calling it out.
Yep.
You know, so you can go back and, you know, just forget about it and then just, you know, wait it out and all that stuff. But, you know, those who make things happen generally beat those who wait for things to happen.
We saw that with the election, unfortunately.
Exactly. So we need to talk about it. And, you know, there's risk. We all have risks. I realize that. We got jobs. We got schools. We've got this, that, and the other. And, yes, there's always going to be people up there to tear us down. And they're going to keep getting more and more bold, as they've done. These Twitter, Facebook, all these people. Now, I'm streaming live, but I'm subject to it. Mm-hmm. I noticed when I was pushing my show on Twitter last night, there were several people that have pushed my show that weren't even there anymore.
Right. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
And I looked it up. And, you know, sometimes somebody gets mad at you and blocks you, but there was a couple of them, and there was no, you know, argument with them or anything like that. So I know they were pulled off Twitter.
Right.
You know, and I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, I'm still gaining a little bit right now. They stole about 5,000 followers from me. They never did kick me off, but still, you know, why?
And look at some of the censoring.
There's no reason. There's no reason they gave me even. None.
They've even done censoring to some of our other guests like Liz and all that, where they have to work around that. It's just incredible.
Yeah, it is. So we got the rabbi coming in about, a minute?
Yep, just waiting for the phone to ring.
Good, all right. New York City Black Lives Matter invades a restaurant, and chance to whites sitting there at this restaurant in New York City. We don't want you. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. Okay? And they're worried about anti-black racism from the cops. You know, these people are being made to think that if they're white, they're evil.
Yep.
Just by the pigment of their skin.
Which is inherently racist because that's the same thing that happened to the blacks that started the Civil War.
It is.
Come on.
It is racist. The Democratic Party, the party of, by the way, slavery, the party of Jim Crow laws, the party of Joe Biden telling people that these are predators, talking about blacks, and speaking about good people. I think this is one of them, and oh, it's him? Oh, okay, never mind. Go ahead and play his song, please.
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man travels the world aligning Christians, Jews, Muslims. He is the official rabbi to Missouri and the Dave Weinbaum Show, future rabbi to the Trump Third Temple Hotel, Golf Course, Casino, and Spa, calling all the way from Efrat, Israel. Please welcome Rabbi Moshe Rothschild. Hey, Rabbi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. I saw your little your bit on Facebook that you were praying at the Western Wall. Did you walk to the wall, or
Yeah.
how long of a walk is it?
I did. I stayed over in Jerusalem the night before, and I walked. Yeah.
Did you walk to Jerusalem?
No.
You took a cab?
I can't. From here, it would take about 10 hours. So I stayed overnight.
Yeah.
In Jerusalem.
Uh-huh.
I walked to the Western Wall for the sunrise, prayers.
Yeah.
So you're lucky I'm awake now. I'm quite tired, Dave. What
are you talking about? It's night there,
service.
isn't it? What is it, about 9:30 or so, or 9:40?
Right now? No, it's 4:40.
Okay, 4:40. All right, about 7 hours, right? Okay, all right.
Yeah, 8 hours, yeah.
Okay, anyway, Syrian missile lands near Dimona nuclear reactor, that's in Israel, and the shield fails. What happens next?
Yeah. Well, they're doing an investigation, but what it turns out, I don't believe anything until I hear it from Israel. You hear it from Syria, and I don't believe anything.
Well, what about the American news? Wow, they're right on all the time, aren't they? American news? Well, they're right on all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a Syrian anti-aircraft missile that they fired at an Israeli jet, and then it missed.
Yeah. And
it landed near Dimona. So
okay.
It's a little strange, to be honest with you, because Dimona is all the way in the south. I mean, it's got to be. It's really far. So the question is, why didn't the Israeli interceptors shoot down the missile?
Yeah.
So that's what we need to figure out.
Okay. Well, you're the second most powerful person in Israel, which I didn't mention this time, but people should know this. So Bibi can't form a coalition government, so he's pleading for direct prime minister elections. Explain what that could be.
Yeah, they did that once before. You see, in Israel, you don't vote for a prime minister. You vote for a party. And a lot of people would vote for Bibi if they could vote for a different party. And that's why he wants direct election of the prime minister. But right now, you vote for a party. So this would be a massive change that has only happened once before in Israel. But right now, it looks like we may be heading at some point to a fifth election because they just can't form a
Wow.
government. So
That's amazing.
I think it's a good option, but we'll see.
All right.
Yeah, crazy.
So J Street, what is J Street, by the way?
J Street, they were formed, I don't remember what year it was, not that long ago, maybe 10 years ago,
Yeah.
something like that, as this like really left-wing, bordering on anti-Israel Jewish organization. And they are very, very, very much in favor of the Palestinians and things that would be very bad for Israel.
Right. Well, they're calling they're calling for the United States to cut military aid to Israel, just like Elizabeth Warren. Wants.
Exactly. They think U.S. military aid, they want it to be, they want to use it as a juggernaut. They want to be able to hold Israel hostage. And in other words, Israel's policies should be whatever the radical left in America thinks, and only then will they get U.S. military aid, which of course is just, first off, the left-wing extremists in America are insane, as you know, and to say that Israel is gonna fashion their policy because of that is also insane. Like people like Elizabeth Warren, we're gonna listen to her. I mean, she's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Sudan,
J Street unfortunately gives these people, they give them cover because, you see, these are Jews and they agree also, but they don't understand. It's like, let me use a good analogy for our Christian listeners. It's like, imagine you have a group of Christians who are for abortion, and you do have that. You do have that.
Joe Biden, for one.
And say, no.
The Democratic Party.
What's that?
The Democratic Party.
Yeah, I was about to say the entire Democratic Party. So, J Street, they should be marginalized, not front and center.
Now, the Sudan, this is some good news, repeals Israel boycott.
Yeah.
So
it's great news.
Yeah, it's great news. So does the Abraham Accord, is that going to be used to offset and tell the United States, please stay away from Iran? We're handling this.
It absolutely should. The region was moving in the right direction when Trump was president.
Yeah.
The problem now, obviously, is that with the Biden administration, they're just going about it the wrong way. They're going about it the wrong way. And the way to marginalize people like Iran and the Palestinian Authority and the Hamas is to follow the countries that want to sit down and make real peace. And that will create pressure on all these countries and organizations that don't want to make peace. So, instead of cozying up to them and giving them what they want, which is what Biden wants to do with the Palestinian Authority, which is what he wants to do with Iran, he should be focused on the countries like Saudi Arabia that really want to make peace.
Sure.
And he's just going about it the wrong way.
Now, in the NBA, there's two players from the Middle East. One is from Turkey. His name is Enes Kanter. He's a center for Portland. Yep. And there's a Israeli, Denny Avdija. Avdija?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's out for the season there now. He broke his ankle.
Oh, my
yesterday.
God. Did Enes do it? No, he wouldn't have done it. Anyways,
Enes... No, not Enes Kanter. No. Denny, the Israeli guy, broke his ankle.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Now.
I just wondered if Kanter did it to Denny. Apparently not. It was a joke. Golly, oh man, you're a little slow this morning. I don't know. We've been laughing.
We've been rocking all morning.
We've been laughing our asses off this morning. I tell you what, it's kind of funny. Anyways, it's all been ad libs too. So this Turkish Muslim hates Turkey. Hates what's the guy's name? Estejan or something? Estejan? Vertigan. Okay.
Vertigan.
Yeah, hates his guts. He's a Muslim, and he's actually teamed up with the Israeli, the Jewish guy, Denny, and they are teaching Muslims about the Holocaust. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Rabbi?
Yeah. Maybe he wants to join the Israel Alliance.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, you're
Exactly.
you're quick today, let me tell you. Okay, I mean that's you ought to reach out. Seriously, you ought to reach out to these guys because you got the NBA and their Black Lives Matter. Who they don't like Jews. Okay.
Well, Dave, I actually did reach out to 7-time NBA All-Star Amare Stoudemire.
Yeah,
who
I've heard of him.
Who converted to Judaism. I did reach out to him. I'm waiting to hear back. See if he wants to get involved.
All right. Now you're coming to town very shortly, right?
I am.
You're coming to the
I
USA.
will be in St. James, Missouri on Wednesday night, May 5th.
Okay.
At the Pastor Pat's City of Light and Life, I think it's called. I haven't been there for a while.
Yeah,
right?
It's been a while.
So,
All right, great.
I'm really looking forward to it.
And you're staying at my house, right?
I'm staying at your house if you'll have me.
Well, we'll have you. We'll have you. We need some work done. We got some holes in the roof. And, we do. What?
What do you know about plumbing for the basement?
The plumbing for the basement. Yes, we need that too. You guys didn't know.
Maybe I should stay in the hotel.
It's looking good to me too.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I wouldn't do that to you. Well, I
may have to
abandon
the house.
So, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute?
They should go to my website, IsraelAlliance.org. IsraelAlliance.org. We would love to hear from you guys.
Rabbi, when I was single, I was so lonely. I went through airport security just for the strip searches. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Rabbi Moshe, when I was single, I said, what are you looking at me like that for?
Stop it.
Single. I was single.
Stop it.
I can't help it. You were single, too. Yeah. Ow. Damn.
Well, Dave, you can...
the rabbi, you need to put that whip away. What?
So you can come to Israel and go to the Gaza Strip.
Oh. do they let Poles in? Oh, that's terrible.
What?
Did they let Poles in? Polish people. Never mind. All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Hi to Efrat and the kid. Yonit and the kids. And thank you so much, Rabbi, for being a star. We'll see you soon.
I will see you guys too.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right. So let's see what we got. Let's catch up a little bit. Do we got any new ones on there?
Yeah, let me enlarge it here. It's easier to see for you. There
enlarge
you go.
it. Okay. The Abraham Accord is the reason tensions are increasing. I'm not sure what she means by that, but you can call the show and explain it. Great. My husband had what?
Here,
what are you doing?
There you go.
You're hiding it.
No, that way it's bigger for you. You can see it now.
Oh, I see. Yep. I see. Okay, great. My husband has a dental appointment, so I'm having to walk our 4 dogs, trying to listen to the show in between walks. How is your morning? The morning is good. 4 dogs at the same time. I didn't realize you were that strong. So, and those are probably pretty big dogs, from what I heard. So
yeah, I've got 2 small ones, and they're enough work. So
yeah, there you go. Lisa loves our dogs. Just loves them.
I have a comment.
Yes.
As soon as we find out exactly what time the rabbi will be at Pastor Pat's church, I think we should invite all of our listeners to attend.
Sure. Do we get another show between now and then? Or I think we do.
I'm going to text her and see if she responds today.
All right.
Yeah, I can ask I think it's 7. I believe, but I think it is.
All right. Well, right now we don't have anything going. Let's why don't we run a commercial? Let's do our first.
So we are very thankful for our sponsors as they are what keeps us running. So here's a quick word from them.
Mother's Day is around the corner. If you're thinking custom made, now's the time to go to Kent Jewelry and consult with our experts to make mom or grandma feel as special as she is. Who isn't thrilled by their kids graduating? Our staff at Kent Jewelry can help your little geniuses with a personalized watch or a strand of pearls. Kent's Jewelry, 907 North Pine, downtown Rolla, 573-364-1030, 573-364-1030, locally owned.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word. Crispy. But also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender. All one word. But then, also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is two words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in one word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Merrill's Quarry and Asphalt, 40 years serving cities, counties, and everyday businesses with driveways for people who live and work in our little piece of heaven right smack dab in the middle of America. Call 573-578-9101 for your free estimate of rocking, rolling, paving, driveways, sealing, and striping, too. That's 573-578-9101 for your free estimate. At your locally owned Price Chopper, our standards are high because we know yours are. See for yourself what an incredible fresh selection of grocery items we have in store. Talk to our expert meat associates about what you're looking for. They're happy to meet any special requests like custom cuts, or see our expert produce associates on how to pick out the best fruits and vegetables. Quality in the deli means fresh, full flavor, and always delicious. If you're craving fresh baked goodness, we have that too. You can expect the best selection and the best value while interacting with our friendly and knowledgeable employees. You can find what you're looking for fast and easily at the best prices at Price Chopper. Fresh savings every day.
At Town and Country Bank, we are committed to providing exceptional service to our customers. We do more than just provide loans for our community. We help make dreams become reality. Whether it's a new home, farm, business, or a new car, we would love the opportunity to help. Stop by one of our 2 Rolla locations and let our friendly lending team remind you how special hometown banking can be. Smart, friendly solutions. Town and Country Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the show. We've got Elad Hakim coming on in about about 13 minutes, let's say. Actually, about 15 minutes. So call the show, 573-578-2700. Chester, how are we doing so far? You got any problems with me? Bring it on, big guy.
Usually if we haven't heard yet, that means it's going good.
Yeah, okay, that's great. It seems like we're being heard well on Facebook, so that's always nice.
No complaints yet?
All right.
Okay, quick update.
Yes.
The rabbi will be at Pastor Pat's church at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, May 5th.
Okay, and I have no idea who this is, but I'm guessing, and I'm not looking at my phone now, I'm guessing it's Chester, just north of Doolittle. Hi, Chester. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Chester from north of Doolittle.
It was a guess. Now, I have witnesses in here.
He can't see the phone. It's legit.
I can't see the phone, but thanks for calling. So what did I do wrong
You're
so far?
I didn't say you were doing anything wrong.
I know. I'm asking you.
I'm not complaining.
Okay, good.
I want to ask if you would like an explanation of the fake propaganda about the Iron Dome failing.
Yes, go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with the system.
Yeah.
What's happened is it's simply people are failing to define what the targets were. This is like, in World War II when you had the big dogfights over England.
Right.
All those bullets that were being shot at other airplanes, they all land somewhere in the countryside. Every bullet that was fired out of an airplane came down somewhere on top of something. And so people get excited if they, if their house suddenly gets shot up. But it's not a failure.
Well, the only thing about that is that this.
No, so here's what's happening with the missiles.
Yes.
Iron Dome was first designed point defense, meaning if a missile is coming, a ballistic missile, which means it goes up and it's aimed and it comes down.
Yeah.
And if it's coming towards a specific target, the Iron Dome goes and shoots and intercepts it. if the missile is coming somewhere else anyway, and it sees it's not going to hit the target that it's covering, the Iron Dome will ignore it.
Okay.
Because that's going to land in the desert somewhere.
Right.
Okay. Second problem. They tried using, mortar rounds, small artillery, which are much smaller, harder to detect. But they found over time that Iron Dome can also take them out also, because they also fly ballistically. They just, they launch up, then they come down. They're dumb projectiles. Likewise, even some
what did you just
artillery
call
rounds
me?
can
Did you
be
just
picked
call me
up by Iron Dome.
Wait a minute. Did you just call me a dumb projectile?
No, I did not.
I'm sorry.
Pay
Go
attention. So what happens is, as long as these are ballistic missiles, meaning they simply fly in a trajectory and they come down, they're aimable, you know where they're going to come down, so you can intercept them. Now you also have something called air defense missiles. Air defense missiles are used for shooting at aircraft that are changing course all the time. They have to fly very fast and chase the airplane as the airplane starts changing directions, and they have to go after it. So they have to lock onto that target while it's maneuvering. This makes it much more difficult.
Sure.
However, now you get they did use Patriot missiles, which are high-altitude air defense for, high-altitude bombers. That's what we used during the during the Desert Storm to shoot down Scud missiles. It was a kind of a miracle, but they found out that, hey, this thing's so good, it'll also shoot down a giant ballistic missile from way up there.
Wow.
Okay, so this is all tied together electronically. So they layer it. They have the short-range ones, they have the longer-range ones, and they have the high-range ones. Everything all works nicely. Now, once in a while, what happens here is somebody fires an air defense missile at an airplane, and it misses, and it just keeps going wildly towards Israel.
Yeah.
Well, so none of the automated systems will work.
Okay.
Iron Dome won't do it. That kind of stuff won't do it. What will work, maybe, if it's close enough, is something like Patriot or an anti-aircraft battery. If it sees it coming, but you don't know where they were actually positioned, and you don't know what course that missile was taking.
All right.
It was probably too far away, and even after the missile was launched, it either couldn't catch it because it was too far, or the missile was already at that point falling on its own
Chester,
and hit the dirt.
Thank you for your great explanations of what went wrong. Okay? We all buy it. Thank you very much. Hi to Martha, and thanks for calling the show and letting us know about the missiles.
And your streaming is coming in very clear.
Great.
On your show.
Thank you.
On your
Yay! All right. Thank you, Chester.
Thanks, Chester.
He's losing his mojo.
What?
Well, he usually calls and says, you know what, you screwed this up, you screwed that up. I mean, it was a good explanation of what these weapons were.
That was very good.
It was very good, and I'm glad he did it. So anyway, we never did play the Gutfeld response to Maxine. This is a guest on the Gutfeld show. All right, hit it. 2.
Here's the problem with Maxine Waters is that her words keep getting taken in context. She says these irresponsible things and then immediately acts like, how dare you accurately quote me? Yes. This is not time to play around. And I did enjoy the clip of Chris Cuomo doing that dramatic reading from Reefer Madness where you white kids with your jazz cigarettes. What is he talking about? What is this? I don't know what the bloodlust in their family is. Right. That he wants the young people to die. His brother killed the old people. They're like the Super Mario Brothers of serial killing. How about nobody dies? Yes. How about nobody? If we're thinking out loud, we don't muse about, well, maybe if your children were killed.
There you go. All right. Let's see. We got Christiane Scott.
Let me do this for you here.
Okay.
Here
Pamela Tanner. Oh, that's no way to start a day. Quiet here. Tea is hot and company is good. Well, that's worth knowing, I guess.
And Pam said here that she does it. She doesn't walk all 4 dogs. It's one at a time.
Oh, one at a time.
Which makes for a very long morning.
That's a lot of steps. That's good exercise, I guess.
Yep.
And Dave Weinbaum show, I'm just saying, the enemy of my enemy, the Accord, Well, they are Iran's enemies gathering together against them. Okay, I get you now. Yeah, that's very true. And it's working. Why would we want to screw that up and get nuclear weapons for Iran? It's the dumbest, most backwards thing you ever heard. And you know why? They just don't want to give Trump any credit for these accords and Jared Kushner, whoever else they use there. So any good thing that came out of the Trump administration, they'll do it and risk the entire state of Israel and peace in the Middle East. Just because they're so damn jealous of Donald J. Trump. All right, tell me I'm wrong. Call the show, 573-578-2700. Get it off your chest. So we've got Laban. He tweets hate on the white cop who shot the 16-year-old gal that was about to stab, I believe it was another black girl, and says, "You're next." What a complete jerk. And he's just threatened that guy. And in my opinion, he ought to be arrested, for goodness sakes. That's a threat. He just threatened a policeman. Why hasn't he been arraigned and arrested?
Probably because
or
of
arrested
LeBron
and
James.
arraigned.
Because of LeBron James. And here's the thing. He put that out there, started getting backlash, and so he pulled the tweet. Pulled it right back off.
Pulled it off. And then
sorry, my bad.
Commented on it later, though, that, this guy's at fault. I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did. He didn't really take it back. He didn't apologize. What the hell's, it's so stupid. LeBron James, you're stupid. Call the show, 573-578-2700, and then we go out and play horse. Okay? You're in trouble. I don't think he's dead. I don't think
he's going to call, but
no.
I don't think he's worried. But,
that would be sad.
Bring it.
That'd be very sad.
Bring it, LeBron. How'd you like to try to knock that guy out? I mean, what's his name?
He's a big guy, yeah.
Moorhead is about 6'8". And I'm looking at this guy, and he's looking at me. I mean, I'd hurt my neck to look up to him. Yeah. Seriously. And I'm telling him this stuff. And he took it seriously, though. The guy really interesting. I look at these guys that I used to go up against, and I'm thinking to myself, was that you? And I just had a way of doing it with these guys that I put them down.
Kneecaps. That's all you could reach. Kneecaps.
Pretty much. It was pretty much the truth. And if they wanted to get me, what they would do is give me a forearm to my head as hard as they could, and I'd have to sort of figure out how to dodge that, because it was me against their knees, basically, because that's about all I came up to. It's true. There's a lot of truth to that.
Take them out right at the kneecap.
Well, I got under their strength, okay? And they couldn't get low enough to handle me, is what it was.
Leverage,
yeah. And I didn't give up on anybody. I went after them and hit them as hard as I could. Anyways.
That's what you got to do. It's called football.
Well, that's what I think. Okay, why don't we play the school thing with Tucker? Why don't we play the first two of that, and then why don't we play 3 and 4?
Yep, and so
3, 4, and 5. Let's play that.
Tucker really.
Yeah, this is something.
He brings it home here on this school, so definitely pay attention here for these next couple of minutes.
Yeah, listen, you're going to get so ticked off when you hear this, and it's true. Hit it.
Our family recently made the decision not to re-enroll our daughter at Brearley for the 2021-22 school year. She's been at Brearley for 7 years, beginning in kindergarten. In short, we no longer believe that Brearley's administration and Board of Trustees have any of our children's best interests at heart. It cannot be stated strongly enough that Brearley's obsession with race must stop. The administration and the Board of Trustees have displayed a cowardly and appalling lack of leadership by appeasing an anti-intellectual, illiberal mob and then allowing the school to be captured by that same mob. I object to the view that I should be judged by the color of my skin. I cannot tolerate a school that not only judges my daughter by the color of her skin, but encourages and instructs her to prejudge others by theirs. By viewing every element of education, every aspect of history, every facet of society through the lens of skin color and race, we are desecrating the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I object to the charge of systemic racism in this country and at our school. We've not had systemic racism against African Americans in this country since the civil rights reforms of the 1960s, a period of more than 50 years. To state otherwise is a flat-out misrepresentation of our country's history, and it adds no understanding to any of today's societal issues. If anything, long-standing and widespread policies such as affirmative action point in precisely the opposite direction. Brearley, by adopting critical race theory, is advocating the abhorrent viewpoint that black Americans should forever be regarded as helpless victims and are incapable of success, regardless of their skills, talents, or hard work. What Brearley is teaching our children is precisely the true and correct definition of racism. I object to Brearley's vacuous, inappropriate, and fanatical use of the words equity, diversity, and inclusiveness. If Brearley's administration was truly concerned about so-called equity, it would be discussing the cessation of admissions preferences for legacies, siblings, and those families with especially deep pockets. If the administration was genuinely serious about diversity, it would not insist on the indoctrination of its students and their families to a single mindset, most reminiscent of the Chinese Cultural Revolution. Instead, the school would foster an environment of intellectual openness and freedom of thought. And if Brearley really cared about inclusiveness, the school would return to the concepts encapsulated in the motto, One Brearley, instead of teaching the extraordinarily divisive idea that there are only and always two groups in this country, victims and oppressors. I object to the censorship of books that have been taught for generations because they contain dated language potentially offensive to the thin-skinned and hypersensitive, something that's already happened in my daughter's fourth grade class. I object to the lowering of standards for the admissions of students and for the hiring of teachers. I object to the erosion of rigor in classwork and the escalation of grade inflation. Our nation will not survive a generation of leadership even more poorly educated than what we have now, nor will we survive a generation of students taught to hate its own country and despise its own history.
And you know what this evolves from? This evolves from the fear that went through the Democratic Party that Trump was actually gaining popularity in the black community. Why? Because economically, he got them jobs. And he showed them that this American dream, you're capable of doing this. You can do it. And he convinced a lot of blacks, not just to get jobs, but to start businesses and to hire other people and to make that American dream real. The Democrats act like they don't believe that blacks are capable of doing anything other than voting for them if they can be guided and given money to. They bribe blacks into believing that they will never get a fair chance in this country. They badmouth America because of that, and they won't allow somebody else to show them the way that all of us have who are in business and stuff. I mean, I'm third generation in this country, okay? And a lot of people come to this country in, late 1800s, early 1900s. They had nothing. And they went to work. And sometimes it takes a couple generations. I'm in that third generation now. My son in the fourth generation of that, and my other children, and we've done okay. And we can continue to grow here if we don't get kicked out or whatever. If it doesn't turn bad, if it turns bad for Jews, apparently it is that way right now. It's getting a little bad. It's getting a little bad for Christians too. And they know that, don't they, JP?
It's a good thing that groups like what Moshe started, we've been working on aligning together for a long time because we're going to have to fight hand in hand on this battle. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And we have some more comments from Facebook, too.
Oh, yeah. Ephraim Shalom. Oh, Dave.
Here, let me do that.
All right.
Make it easier to read
Dave,
for you.
You're not wrong about the left wanting to discredit Donald Trump for his successful Abraham Accords. He and Jared delivered what no D.C. career politician ever did. multinational peace with Israel and former Arab enemy states. Even Sudan has now seen the light, striking down its 50-year-old boycott against Israel, and Khartoum hasn't even signed a peace agreement with Israel. D.C. career politicians like John Kerry can't put that genie back in the bottle. That's from Ephraim Shalom. I think he's from Israel. He's a friend on Facebook. Thank you so much for doing that, Ephraim.
And we've got one more here from Christy Ann Scott as well.
Okay, there's no way I would put my child back into this indoctrination system they call school after these last 5 years. They teach nothing but hate. Isn't that interesting?
Yep, and we also have a phone call now.
All right. Well, I saw a different name on there than I was expecting, but I expect that there's no problem because at least it got him on the phone. So let's play his little song, and hopefully he'll be happy with that. Ladies and gentlemen, Powerhouse South Florida lawyer, expert in politics and law, writes for Epic News, Washington Examiner, Daily Caller, and New American, and others. Please welcome the Perry Mason to the Dave Weinbaum Show, calling all the way from Boca Raton, Elad Hakeem. Hi, Elad. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys?
Pretty good. Hey, we know we know just about every detail of the Floyd Chauvin trial. Why don't we know anything about Ashley Babbitt, a U.S. Air Force veteran's killing on 1/6/21 in the Capitol?
Great question. I mean, you would think we would, but I don't think it quite fits the narrative that it doesn't fit the narrative of the modern day. So it's a very good question, one that I don't have the answer to. You know, you would think you would know the circumstances surrounding that incident, but sadly we don't.
It's almost 4 months.
The George Floyd.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost 4 months. She was an Air Force, a U.S. Air Force veteran, and she's dead. Now, the FBI testified there were no firearms found on anybody other than the policeman that shot Ashley Babbitt. So she wasn't threatening anybody with a firearm, according to the FBI, right? I mean,
listen, you're right, and I don't have an answer for that. It unfortunately makes one suspect there's a cover-up, or it reeks of some sort of cover-up. So I don't have an answer. I wish I did.
I want you to do me a favor.
But it's consistent with the times we live in, Dave.
Do me a favor. Call your buddy Alan Dershowitz and start an investigation into this, would you please?
Yeah, I will. He's pretty busy, though.
Well, apparently. Yeah, he's defending. He's actually working for Mike Lindell, who is he's defending him against Dominion, I think.
Yes, that's what I read. He's not the lawyer. He's not the named attorney on the case, but he's behind the scenes.
But he is.
So yeah, I think you're correct.
There's a countersuit now by Lindell for $1.5 billion against Dominion. You know, wouldn't you want to be on that case just to see the discovery?
Oh, sure. Discovery's going to take a while, but I think one of the positions they're taking is that Dominion is like part of the government.
Yes.
But it'll be interesting. I mean, let's see. We'll see what happens. There's all these huge lawsuits now. There's Lindell and there's Sidney Powell, and so we'll see how this all pans out.
Yeah, I think what I think is going to happen. I think Dominion, if just a tenth of the stuff is true about Dominion that's out there, I think Dominion's going to try to weasel out of this. I mean, I don't see any positive stuff at all for them in this. Do you?
Well, not if it's true. If it's true, then I don't know if these lawsuits were meant to kind of try to push these people into a quick settlement before they, in the hopes that they wouldn't fight back. But we'll see. I mean, listen, aren't they also now just getting ready to conduct a major audit in Arizona?
Yeah.
I thought I saw something in Maricopa County where protesters were now lining up against the big audit. So, listen, something, all that we could do, Dave, is hope that something definitive comes out so we can get an answer one way or the other.
Yeah, I got to get this Jeff Zink guy back on the show because he's running for Senate there in Arizona, and he knows all about this. So, Jeff, if you're listening out there, I'll be calling you. Just stand by your phone for the next week, okay?
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
that would be interesting to hear, someone who's actually out there.
Now, should Waters and Pelosi herself been censored over the jury intimidation that came out of Waters' mouth and the support from Pelosi?
Well, the Pelosi, I don't know if she should have been censored, but Waters, I think, should have been censored. It's not the first time with her. She's on video before. And she is, she's asserting that, First Amendment and all that. But, I do. I think she should have. And, I don't know if you heard, but a juror recently came out and said that, she was afraid of.
Exactly. That's why the case.
Risks.
If that's true, then the case guy has to be thrown out.
But interestingly, she said that, one, she would have found him guilty on all three counts anyway.
Yeah.
Two, and this was the interesting part, she didn't know that she was going to be an alternate until right before the judge dismissed her, right before they were sequestered. So the whole time she thought she was going to be on the jury panel. She was let go right before they were sequestered, and then she gave an interview recently and said, listen, in the back of my mind, it was worrying, it was concerning that additional riots were going to happen, family members were going to be. So
now the jury wasn't
whether or not that actually played a role in how they ruled, because she did go ahead and say, I felt that he was guilty anyway. Now, you never know if she's saying that, whether that's a byproduct of the fear that she actually felt, and whether she'd actually come out publicly and say, really, in reality, I didn't think he was guilty.
Now, my understanding was the jury was not stuck away. What do you call that? Sequestered? Yeah, until the final voting took place. That they could have easily heard Maxine. If that's true, this thing is... The judge even noted it. The judge said...
Yeah, I mean, listen, they should have been sequestered, in my opinion, from the start.
So they weren't?
Because
of course.
They weren't. They were sequestered at the end. And just because they're sequestered doesn't necessarily mean they're not privy to information. They could very well get information even if they're sequestered. But the other thing, Dave, is this shouldn't even been in that venue.
Exactly.
This venue should have been moved because it's really hard to get all the publicity. It's very hard to get a fair trial there. So we'll see. Listen, the chances are high they're going to appeal, and we'll see what happens.
Now, it was a pretty good trial. I thought the defense and the prosecution did a pretty good job, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched bits and pieces, but you know what? With that video, that video is damning.
Absolutely.
That video is just a killer. So I'll tell you, I'm not a criminal lawyer, and I'm not a lawyer in Minnesota, so I don't know the law there. But I was somewhat surprised with the murder convictions.
Yeah, that's
I could have seen manslaughter.
Exactly.
But especially, sitting there for 9+ minutes. But we'll see what happens now with the potential appealable issues.
Sure.
We'll see.
Now,
see. Can you imagine having to go through a new trial on this thing?
Well, with the law, I understand that. I mean, I really do understand that, and that's why the judge was so pissed off. I mean, but he should have. You're right. It should have gone to another location. It never should have been there. You know, absolutely
I
not.
think so.
I agree with that.
I mean,
so he kind of set himself up for that. So, I guess he really wanted the publicity or something. But I don't know for what reason would you be holding this kind of a trial right there in Minneapolis, when they're going to burn the city with the slightest provocation. I didn't even think they needed it. I thought they were going to burn it anyways, and they may still. So, anyways, all right, here we go. What could be wrong with a federal police force run by the DOJ? That's what they're aching for. It seems to me.
Oh, are they? I haven't really heard too much about that.
Well, they're doing an investigation, and I think this is going to be the basis to recommend a national federal police force. And I'm thinking to myself, sounds like Gestapo to me.
Yeah, I have to look into that. So I don't know too much about that now, but I'm not understanding a federal police force to what? Take over? So no more state?
I think so. I think that's what they're headed for. A federal police program. Now maybe they have a local cops that maybe they have disarmed or something. They don't want the cops armed anymore. They don't want them funded. They want them to be social workers.
Well, let's. If you have an article on that, send it to me. We can talk about it next time, please, because I'd like to know more about it before I say anything.
So, do you have anything against schools teaching critical race theory and advocating Black Lives Matters issues? I mean, thoughts?
I do. In the same sense, just recently I posted an article about the ADL. And schools promoting that. And I think one of the problems is that things aren't covered fairly and things aren't covered equally. And I wouldn't have, like the ADL, I wouldn't have a problem with schools promoting the ADL if the ADL wasn't out there really pushing against and trashing primarily Republican and conservative issues. They just recently attacked Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
And Carlson didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He really just stated a fact. And Democrats haven't really been quiet about it. They want immigrants to come in because it helps the vote count. Period. So yeah, I do have a problem with it. I do. It's not covered fairly. It's skewed, and it's a way of indoctrinating students and kids.
Do you have any comments on LeBron's latest tweet on the Ohio girls, one of whom was shot just before she was ready to plunge a knife into the other girl?
I do. It's. I felt that it was a really, really. I thought it was just plain a stupid tweet. I mean, a lot of times I don't agree with LeBron, but this tweet was not only disgusting in that it jeopardy, but it was almost a spit in the face of the officer and the victim, who happened to be black. So the cop was working, apparently, according to the video that's come out, the cop was looking to defend a black girl from another young female who was trying to stab her. And LeBron, the only reason it seems that he even withdrew his tweet was due to the backlash that he got. And he's just he comes across as so hot-headed and so unintelligent with some of the things he does and says. Like that, his tweet really made no sense. It really made no sense. And
he had a message for
gasoline on a fire.
He had a message for the cop. You're next. Now, but if I'm somebody who's in law enforcement, I'm going to be out there saying, you know what? I think he just threatened a cop.
Well, that's the position that a lot of people do, and he has faced major backlash for it, and he should.
Yeah,
it's a completely illogical, unintelligent and vile tweet. It has absolutely no purpose other than to add gasoline to a fire that's already pretty intense as it is. No reason for it.
Elad, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and hire you? This is big time South Florida powerhouse right now. So, and by the way, when are you going to
find me on Elad Hakeem? Just look me up, or Thoughtfully Conservative. Find me on Facebook and jump into a discussion. Had a good discussion yesterday with a lawyer from Oregon about whether states can, whether D.C. can become another state.
Okay.
And whether an amendment is needed. He didn't think an amendment was necessary. He thought they could do it based on the constitutional provision allowing for Congress to just add a state to the Union.
Really?
And I was of the position that, hey, no, D.C. is specifically mentioned in the Constitution.
Exactly.
And you need a constitutional amendment in order to do it. So we'll see. Listen, add that to the list of interesting issues.
You know, your wife has a book. I think she's got another one coming out. And I'm trying to figure out why you haven't written a book yet.
I say everything I have to say on your show.
So I should write a book from the recordings, right? And say, I have this lawyer on there, and boy, is he good. No, I don't think that's going to work. Hey, anticipation is for winners. But you already knew I was going to say that, didn't you? Ladies and gentlemen.
I did.
Okay, think about it. No, see, you weren't quick enough. Come on, you're quicker than that.
I get it now.
Okay. Anticipation is for winners, but you already knew I was going to say that.
I like that.
There you go. Now I got crickets on my record, so that's not good.
Just one so far. You're doing good.
All right, thanks. All right, hi to your lovely bride and all those great kids you got. All right, Shabbat Shalom,
thanks,
my friend.
guys. Shabbat Shalom. Have a nice weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, well, that was pretty good, I thought. What did you think?
And we got some more comments, too.
All right, well, let me look at them.
There you go.
Sequester doesn't necessarily mean no information. Yeah, that is what sequestering is for. Yeah, and you know what? Stuff can get leaked, okay?
And I explained that. I commented and said that.
She's right.
I think what...
That's Christiane Scott.
Yeah, what I took from Elad was that he wasn't saying that sequester would... you can't guarantee that no information will leak, but it's the best way to try and control it. Otherwise, it's just out there as a free-for-all. So.
Yep. Okay. Well, let me just say this: the Elad is done. I've got 10 o'clock and another commercial to do, but I'm free for the phone here. So call me at 573-578-2700. And let's see, what else do I got here? Okay. Pam Tanner, I read they want to federalize policing. Sorry, I don't remember the reference. Oh, she read it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know they want to.
They've had that discussion before.
Yeah, I just don't have the link or anything with me.
No, we'd have to look it up.
So, federal police. So now we're not even independent states. The Democrats would love that to happen. That's my opinion. After all, they want to control the Supreme Court by putting who knows how many liberals on there. For right now, it's like 4 more liberals to give them control of the court. And that means all their crimes, and boy, have they committed them, would go untested in the Supreme Court. This is a total control. They want total control of us, anybody like Donald Trump. This is what it's about. And Christiane Scott, so there was so much wrong with the whole trial. Should have never been held there. Jury should have been sequestered. And there was no excuse for it to be made political except to make it political. Well said. I got some smart people listening to this show.
Yeah, really bringing it today. We appreciate the comments.
All right, thanks a lot. You want to make a comment, go to Facebook on my show page and do it.
And we will literally read them on air as we're doing now.
I can see them now because Rick Henderson had the idea to turn around his display, which wasn't being used, and letting me read it myself. And I think that's good because I could comment on it. I don't have to be bothering. Well, I wouldn't bother Lisa Ann Weinbaum because she's busy doing work. I don't know what she's doing. Are you doing work or are you doing a puzzle?
Work. Boy, I can't even say it.
Is that the sign of a fibber or what?
No. I'm working.
Okay.
Very hard.
I believe you.
Typing my fingers off.
She does a good job of promoting the show.
See my sore little fingertips?
Yes, dear. Yes, yes. You could use all your fingers, when you show me that.
Sometimes
nobody
I do.
knows. See, nobody knows.
Sometimes I do.
Nobody knows. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you do.
We're heading back down the wrong way again.
Oh, well. See, she's an inspiration. What can I tell you? She's an inspiration.
I'm your muse.
We
darling.
badger each other
muse.
all the time, don't we? We seem to get along.
We do.
It's not real serious. Sometimes it gets a little more serious than others.
Yeah.
But mostly it's funny.
We have a clip here of two people bantering in the bathroom over toilet paper as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah, here we go.
So I'm going to go and play that for your enjoyment.
Yes.
As soon as the computer cooperates. 1 second.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. This is kind of embarrassing, but there's no toilet paper over here. Are you talking to me? Yeah, I just forgot to check. So if you could spare some. No, I'm sorry. What? No, I'm sorry, I can't spare it. You can't spare it? No, there's not enough to spare. Well, I don't need much. Just 3 squares will do it. I'm sorry, I don't have 3 squares. Now, if you don't mind. 3 squares? You can't spare 3 squares? No, I don't have a square to spare. I can't spare a square. Well, is it 2 ply? Because if it's 2 ply, I'll take 1 ply. 1 ply. 1 puny little ply. I'll take 1 measly ply. Look, I don't have a square and I don't have a ply. No, don't pull. I beg you.
All those people would hate me. If they know about me, they hate me, I'm sure. But I love their humor. I can't help it. It has to do with my Jewish blood.
I know somebody that says, if you know me, you love me, and if you don't love me, it's because you don't know me.
Oh, well, okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, but they know my stance, and I'm sure they hate my stance because of, they're completely opposite. All these Jews out there in Hollywood, where the hell did you come from originally?
That's a really good question.
You came from same places my people came from. Seinfeld people, they came from the Ukraine. That's where my people came from. You want to go back to another Ukraine? Are you out of your minds? They don't understand it. It's just too bad that most of the time when people are really talented at one thing, they try to think that they're expanding their genius in one area to another area they know nothing about. And I talk to professors, I talk to PhD people. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I tell them, I says, look, you are an expert in what you do. I wouldn't want to go up against you because you know what you're talking about in your area. Well, even though I'm a business guy, I've done other things, and I do study this. It's a passion for me to know what the hell's going on and to know why this country is trying to be brought down by Americans. Why are they making us vulnerable to people like the CCP, to the Russians? Why?
Yep.
How about Iran? Why would we want our best ally in that area, the only democracy in the Middle East, why would we want them to be vulnerable to a country like Iran? This doesn't make sense. Does anybody know the answer to this? Give me a call.
Wish I did.
All right, so I got some roll on floor. Wait a minute. Oh.
Yeah, this is one from Christine as well.
Okay, she says roll on the floor. Well, the end of that would be laughing.
Yep. Roll on the floor laughing
ones,
here.
Took us off.
Yep.
And this is why women always have Kleenex and napkins in their purse. Is that right, honey? Never mind. She's busy.
I'm consulting with your next guest.
Oh.
Yes.
You are?
The speediest typist on the face of the earth.
Okay. So you're consulting with Laura the Illuminator, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. The guest after the next guest.
Oh, Lizzie.
Our Latina.
Yeah, Latina. Yes. Okay, after the show explained what I was talking about, I obviously still don't get it. But
it was toilet paper and napkins? No.
No, never mind. She's it's terrible. All right, you want to call the show? 573-578-2700. 573-578-2700. Now, I want you to know I don't need you because I got plenty of stuff. I mean, I haven't hardly put a dent on it.
You need me.
I'm not talking about you, honey. I'm talking about the callers.
I'm going back to my typing. Never mind.
All right. So, Kristen Clark, civil rights, Black Lives Matter. She is a big self-proclaimed Marxist. Lived on welfare most of her life, and she. No, is this the wrong one? All right, I'm gonna skip that one because I know there's a gal out there who's with Black Lives Matter. That might not be the same gal, but she went out and she bought a bunch of houses, and it looks like she used the money contributed to Black Lives Matter to do it. She 4 houses. So who says these Marxists can't be capitalists except
for themselves? That's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Was that money intended for her to go buy houses?
Apparently so, I guess.
4 houses. Wow.
Is it Kohler or something like that?
Huh?
Cullor.
I'm trying to remember right now.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was 3 or 4 houses. Wasn't it like $4 million spent or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Must be nice.
That's a lot of house.
Let's set up a charity. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, so it sounds like a hell of a way to make a living. I don't think it's legal, though. Do you?
I think it's safe to say maybe not. My hope would be that at some point we hear news even years later that she's being investigated. I think they actually have already started that now, though, because it just looks too suspicious.
Yeah. You know, the McCluskeys, Mr. McCluskey has decided he's going to run for the Senate. Did you know that? No. It was on the news last night. He was given a speech. I figured it was about, the incident. This is the guy and his wife who live like a block away from where I stayed. Lisa and I stayed to watch Cardinal games. This was the Chase Hotel in, it's not really downtown. It's like pretty close to downtown St. Louis, and it was an easy, ride to the ballpark from there, and it was a nice hotel. This guy's house was invaded by Black Lives Matter, led by Cori Bush, Congresswoman now, with a big what do you call that thing? The
loudspeaker?
Yeah, loudspeaker. Yep. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, they were invading their property and telling them they were going to kill them. It was about 150 of them. Black Lives Matter. They broke through the gate, supposed to be a guarded community. McCluskey calls the police. They refuse to come. And then what happens is the DA charges him with a crime because he's standing on his lawn with a rifle, and his wife's out there with a little gun, scared to death for their lives on their own property when these people walked through his property threatening to kill him, burn him up, take over the house, figuring out which bedrooms would be theirs and stuff like that.
And yet they're the bad guys for defending themselves.
And they're the bad guys.
I don't think so.
I think in this country you have a right to defend your property.
Or at least we used to.
And you know what's interesting? They're both lawyers defending mostly black people. Go figure.
Pretty sad.
There you go.
So it is Kohler's, and she's recently purchased 4 high-end homes for $3.2 million in the U.S., and, of course, her source of income is BLM.
Well, that's who you're giving to. And, they're getting all these contributions from who? They're getting them from big corporations. They're getting them from Major League Baseball, the NBA.
Big tech.
Yeah. And what are they doing? What do you expect them to do, for goodness sakes? They're Marxists, okay? That's what Marxists do. They take money and they buy it for their own stuff. So.
Oh, wait, they have a disclaimer. It's not sure if or how she's paid or how much she's donated. So.
Yeah.
But this is Yahoo, so who the heck knows?
Okay.
But, I mean, how do you earn enough to buy those homes by yourself?
Yep, I don't know. Anyway, the mayor. We got a call. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Dixon, Missouri.
Hey, buddy, what's going on? This is Adolph.
Yep. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing great. I'm just kind of curious as to why they're sitting there trying to get the 51st state out of a place that isn't legal to be a state.
Because they're going to try it, and there's already a couple lawyers arguing about whether this can be done without a constitutional amendment, like the one I had on, Elon. And so if they can do it and gain permanent advantage, they're going to do it.
It's pretty easy when you don't want to follow the Constitution just to try to do it your own way.
Right.
Yeah. Whether it's legal or not, they're going to do it. And
sure.
Hopefully they can get away with it. That's what it amounts to.
That's what it amounts to. You got that. So
and they're going to keep doing everything that they can.
Well, you got the flooding of the Supreme Court. You got the taking of the elections away from the states and federalizing those. There's everything they want to do is pretty much unconstitutional, and they think they can do this. Why?
Yeah.
They're scared to death.
That's the other reason for
these people are scared to death. Okay, that's what it's about. They are scared that if the Republicans ever really get control, a lot of them are going to be in jail. That's what I think. Okay.
That's where they belong, but you get them there. That's the tough part.
Yeah, you got that.
No, and I mean They said exactly what they were going to do, and here it is. Trump Biden hasn't even been in for just 3 months as of a couple days ago. 3 months officially, and they are not wasting time. They are trying to get all this thing pushed through until before the races come up in 2022. I mean, they're just
this is fear. This is utter fear, and a total move to control everybody in this country, to punish people, to punish whites, to punish and not only that, by what they're doing, they're punishing blacks. They're punishing black families. They don't care about blacks. They just want their votes. And anything they can do to garner up the votes, do they care about all the black-on-black crime? Is that even mentioned these days? Hi, Joanne. I hope that's Joanne.
Yeah.
You're not messing around, are you?
Joanne, she's yelling at the dog.
Oh, she's yelling at the dog? So is the dog's name Adolf?
No.
No, okay. I thought I heard her say Adolf.
Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. No, the dog's name is Abraham Lincoln Zeus.
No, Abraham Lincoln what?
Zeus.
Abraham Lincoln Zeus.
See, it happens in all homes. People yelling at dogs. It happens in all homes.
Yeah. Well, you think I'm a dog?
He's
That's
the
your
terror
problem.
of the yard.
You think I'm a dog, and you yell at me a lot.
I'm crying over here.
Yeah, I'm crying right now. I'm thinking about it.
There
It's
you
wrong.
go.
It's just wrong.
Hi, Adolf. Hi, Joanne.
How are you doing today?
Don't feel sorry for Dave. It's all.
What do you mean? Don't feel sorry for Dave?
It's all a facade.
It's all a facade.
Yeah, it's all a name changing. Look at the quote unquote insurrection.
Yeah.
They had one person with a spear, and nobody else had a weapon, and they were all walking around, and they call that an insurrection?
Yeah, exactly. And I asked this of Elon, why don't we know all about Ashley Babbitt? What the hell is the big secret about? It's been, how many months? 3 months? Over 3 months? Yeah. All right, it's like 3.5 months. We don't know a thing about it. We know every single thing about what happened between George Floyd and Chauvin and the rest of we know every detail. We know every circumstance People could make their own judgments. It looked like a fair trial to me. Now, whether or not it was a fair trial based on jury tampering, that's another issue. But it looked like inside the courtroom, they were both. It wasn't about race; it was about circumstances, about what people did, what they intended, and they had witnesses, and they had excellent defense, excellent prosecution, and the judge did a good job from what I could tell. All right, what do you think?
I think that's exactly what it was. I paid very little attention to any of the trial or anything like that. In fact, I have a friend that lives about a half a mile from where the rioting was, up in Brooklyn Center.
Yeah.
I went to basic training in AIT with him back in 1970.
How about that?
Show out my age.
Well, did they actually have town of Minneapolis way back when you were young?
Yes, they did.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, wasn't much more intense.
Yeah. All right. Really? So you were out there.
All right.
You were out there camping. You were out there camping with psychiatrists on vacation, right? Intense.
Yeah, something to that effect.
All right.
Hey,
All right.
you know these young little kids, like 2 and 3 and 4 years old?
Yeah.
They asked the silliest questions.
Yeah. Okay.
And the last one I heard was, "Do trees poop?"
Yeah. And is it true?
You know what the answer is, don't you?
No, they just sap. They're just saps.
No.
What?
No. How do you think you get number 2 pencils?
That's pretty good. Yeah. Adolf, I couldn't get my fan to work. It just kept going around in circles. Ladies and gentlemen.
Rotten fan.
Yeah, all right. I agree with that. Okay.
Well, I tell you what. You guys have a great weekend.
You too. You too.
And a great
Hi to
next week.
Joanne. Yeah, tell her to leave. Tell her to leave the dogs alone.
Calm her down without beating the dog.
Tell her to leave the dogs alone and start beating up on you. That's what wives are for.
No.
Mine does that to me all the time.
All right, have a good one.
Ow! Geez, you see what she's doing to me right now?
Ha ha.
Ow! That hurt. Ow! Ooh! That was a bad spot right there. Oh my gosh! I think I had a pimple on my back. I don't anymore. Okay. That's wrong. That's just terrible.
Whipping that equipment, right?
Oh man, yeah. There you go. Whipping it into shape. Hopefully. All right. There you go.
Oh, don't make me play it again. I'll do it.
No, don't do it.
We're stopping
I'm
there.
begging you. All right. Thanks, Adolf.
Hey.
What?
Hey, call me Monday on a personal matter.
Oh, okay. Like I'll remember that.
All right.
You call me Monday on a personal matter, okay? You call me.
Lisa will remind you.
Oh yeah, okay. Listen,
I'll try.
When I leave this show, I have spent so much intellect on this show that I am like my mind is dead for a day and a half at least. Wouldn't you say that, Lisa? Is that about true?
Yeah. Basically,
I sleep about 12 hours.
You're worthless half the week now.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we got Wednesday for show prep, Thursday for show prep, Friday for show.
Hell, I'm prepping
and Saturday for recovery.
But I'm prepping the show. I'm prepping the show all the time. You know, if I see something on Sunday or Saturday, I'm on it.
We get to watch other things.
I know. Yes, we do.
Not just
I know
news.
I realize I only have a 1 day a week show, but you just try doing 3 hours sometimes, folks. And I'm not crying about it. I love doing this. Okay, I absolutely love doing it. It's a challenge. You know, when you get older, like Rick and I. Rick is a youngster compared to me, but you want to keep your mind fresh. You do stuff like this. You try to stay relevant. That's my goal in life, is to be relevant as long as I can.
Well, President Trump, who has been very silent, had that interview with Hannity.
Yeah.
And talked about the upcoming Senate races. I don't know if everybody heard that, but we have that prepared because it was a very, very good interview. Recommend you go back and listen to the whole thing.
Why don't we get what time is it? We got about. Why don't we go back? Why don't we start with 6 and 7?
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody's going to love to hear this. So just
there you go. 6
Trump
and 7.
kind of bringing it.
That's
bringing
a
it
good
along
idea.
with you.
Thank you.
We have some good candidates in Ohio. So
I think we have a real chance at the Senate. I think we have a really, really good chance.
Well, tell me how far are you willing to go?
No,
are you going
I'm
to travel? Are you going to do speeches? Are you going to do rallies for these candidates?
If they need a rally, we'll do a rally. We'll do calls. We'll do all sorts of things. No, we're all in. Alabama is going to be a tremendous win with Mo Brooks. We have a tremendous look. Almost everybody I endorse wins. I miss the most helping people because I can directly help people. That's why I did it. Look, this has been a very traumatic. I had a great life, great company, great business, no problems. And now all I do is people go after you. It's vicious. It's horrible. But you know what? I love doing it because I help people. And I've helped them more than any president with the cutting of taxes, with the regulations, with right to try. You know how big right to try is?
Huge.
Where you don't have to travel to all sorts of different continents to try and get something. We have the greatest doctors and the greatest labs. We can use their medicines now. If somebody's terminally ill, they can sign a quick little document. You can use and that's had a huge thing.
What are you most proud of, though?
A lot of things. I'm very proud of the tax cuts. I hope they don't screw it up because the jobs, we brought back a record. I think so. We brought back a record. Well, it's still not going to be as high as it was. It was really 39%.
So, folks, real quick, we're going to take a commercial break and hear from our sponsors.
Kent's Jewelry does custom engravings for almost anything. Awards, signs, guns, swords, mugs, yetis, and knives. Kent is the premier custom jeweler in mid-Missouri. We have a great staff, the technology, and equipment to create what you dream for, jewelry and engraving. Kent's Jewelry, 907 North Pine, downtown Rolla, 573-364-1030. That's 573-364-1030. Locally owned.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word. Crispy. But also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender. All one word. But then, also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is two words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in one word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Merrill's Quarry and Asphalt, 40 years serving cities, counties, and everyday businesses with driveways for people who live and work in our little piece of heaven right smack dab in the middle of America. Call 573-578-9101 for your free estimate of rocking, rolling, paving, driveways, sealing, and striping, too. That's 573-578-9101 for your free estimate. Busy schedule? Let your locally owned Price Chopper help you save time with online shopping. It's easy. Sign up to tcmarkets.com or download our mobile app in the App Store or Google Play. Create an account and browse through the categories and choose the items you need. When you place your order, your personal shopper will get all of the items you've selected, taking the same care you would and following your notes. We offer free curbside pickup, so you don't even have to get out of your car. Start your online order today and no online shopping fee for a limited time. Go to tcmarkets.com or download our mobile app to get started. Price Chopper. Fresher savings every day.
Maybe it's for a kitchen you've always wanted. Maybe it's just to have a little extra room. Whatever the reason you're considering a new home loan, it's good to know that Town & Country Bank will guide you in the right direction. Our experienced local lenders are here to help you with a new home construction, remodeling projects, and fixed and adjustable rate home loans. You can even start the process online by clicking Online Mortgage Center at tcbanks.com. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, we got a couple of minutes to the Illuminator, and I could take a call. Although, I don't know. We got only 1 minute left, so let's see if we got anything else we can do. Hey, why don't you do the Carlin Germs thing?
Oh, this will definitely make you laugh, and it'll fit in with how some of the other stuff that we've talked about today. So here you go.
Germs. Where did this sudden fear of germs come from in this country? Have you noticed this? the media constantly running stories about all the latest infections, salmonella, E. coli, hantavirus, bird flu, and Americans they panic easily, so now everybody's running around scrubbing this and spraying that and overcooking their food and repeatedly washing their hands, trying to avoid all contact with germs. It's ridiculous, and it goes to ridiculous lengths. In prisons, before they give you a lethal injection, they swab your arm with alcohol.
Okay, Loomer should be calling shortly, and we'll see. Sometimes she forgets, and I might call her, but that's fine. Did we get another call in there somewhere?
We had one, and we'll have to try to catch them after Laura.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so Laura should be on soon. I don't know. Did anybody else think that Chauvin was not responsible for George's death? George Floyd's death?
Most people that I talk to, it's pretty hard with the video to not think that he was.
Yeah, and I'm not saying about the other counts, but in some way that he was responsible for his death. At
least on a manslaughter.
I know there were other things that he was charged with that you could argue.
I don't think a murder charge is correct in this case. I think the manslaughter is the correct one.
I think, yeah, it could be. I mean, the guy had to be a dope done not to think that with the pressure he was putting on and the objections he was getting from Floyd himself, that they can't. Well, I know the can't breathe thing was said earlier when he was outside the car trying to be put in the police car, but to have your knee on somebody's throat for so long, and you got 3 other cops that are culpable now, and they're going to be probably they're going to be brought up. They're in jail, I think, or they're out on bail, and their trials are coming up too as abetting Chauvin on this, and they got problems too. I mean, why didn't one of them say, "Hey, look, whisper in his ear, you need to get your knee off that guy's neck"? I mean, the guys. What are they, blind? You had passerbys now. And they were used as witnesses, and they were very effective witnesses that were filming this. Okay.
The only thing on that I can figure is that his adrenaline was pumping, and he didn't logically think through part of it because he was caught in the moment. That's the only thing I can figure.
Well,
otherwise, it tells me setup, but that's just my opinion.
The whole thing looks like a setup. It's just too surreal.
I know. Rick's over there smiling, thinking, "Oh, I know what happened." But
thank God somebody does.
Don't even go there. I don't see it.
And we do have a new comment on Facebook,
yes.
Actually.
Okay. Murder charge was to satisfy the media. This incident would never have happened if George Floyd had not resisted arrest. Well, that's true. I would agree with that. And most of these problems become because people are resisting arrest. I mean, you can't sit there, with a knife in your hand, threatening cops or threatening this one gal that's on the TV right now, and expect them not to be shooting you. You need to tell your kids this. Don't do that in front of a cop. Your chances are going to be zilch to recover from resisting arrest. If you go too far, you're done.
It's the truth. Yep.
And it kind of ought to be that way, shouldn't it? Why should these guys, why should they risk their lives? The best thing Rudy Giuliani did for the black community was he policed them right. Okay, he sent cops to where the crimes were. If the crimes were higher in the black areas, he'd send them to the black areas. If they were higher in the Italian areas, he'd send them to the Italian areas. Of course, us Jews are perfect, so no, I'm kidding. No, I'm serious. If there was crime problems, he'd send them wherever they were needed, and he would send them in such force that they made a difference. Okay, they had people there not do things because they were afraid of the cops. Let me have my phone, please. Thank you.
I think in the meantime here, we got a couple of additional clips that we can play here. This is the next part of the interview with President Trump from Hannity.
All right, go ahead.
Covering these next topics here.
Go ahead.
Looking at it very seriously, beyond seriously. From a legal standpoint, I don't want to really talk about it yet. It's a little too soon.
If you did run and did win, what would you do differently?
When I came in, we were hit with phony Russia investigations. It was a total phony deal.
That was 3 years of your presidency.
I've been fighting off investigations for 5 years. I mean, really, since almost the day that we came down, and they were corrupt, Democrat-inspired. I still have it. They were Democrat-inspired investigations. During the campaign in 2016, I'd be asked, like by one of our aides, "Sir, do you have anything to do with Russia?" I say, no. That would be it. Then a month later, somebody would say, "What do you know about Russia?" I said, "No, what? I don't know what you're talking about." Okay, I wouldn't think of it. Then after 3 or 4 or 5 times, people would say, "Do you know anything about Russia?" I kept saying, So after 3 or 4 times, I said, "What's going on with Russia?" They created a phony deal. It was paid for by crooked Hillary Clinton.
They made a phony Russian disinformation dossier.
Destroyed.
And they used it to spy on you as a candidate,
correct,
your transition team, and while you were president. It says at the top of a FISA warrant, verified. It was unverifiable, and they knew it.
17 times.
They knew it right from the get-go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, apparently I made a mistake. It wasn't my next guest's fault, as I accused her of. It was my fault. I'll have to check my phone later just to, and my wife will punish me and destroy more of my equipment tonight, probably. Anyway, let's play her song. Ladies and gentlemen, congressional candidate in Florida's District 21, former conservative reporter, the most banned woman in history, and the bravest person I know. Please welcome Laura the Luminator Loomer. Well, I'm sorry about the mistake.
It's all right.
Okay, great. Hey, let's start with the coolest thing that you've done recently, your chat with President Donald Trump. How'd that happen?
So I was at Mar-a-Lago for the Lincoln Day dinner, and it was exciting. And President Trump was there, and I had an opportunity to speak with him, and we had a really great conversation. And I'm really looking forward to having a sit-down meeting with him at Mar-a-Lago in the near future. And I was also able to speak with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo as well. It was great. And it was a wonderful event.
Can you relay some of the material that was spoken about?
I don't want to really disclose the private conversation I had with President Trump, just out of respect for him. But, I did mention some of the tech censorship without getting into too many specifics. And, President Trump is aware of the efforts that I've been carrying out to fight for free speech for Americans. And as you know, he's also deplatformed. And one thing that I did say to him is I said, President Trump, we're the most banned people in the country. You're the most banned man. I'm the most banned woman. And he thought that was, a humorous statement. And he definitely giggled at that.
That's really great. Well, that's really interesting. Hey, can we be frank now? I mean, is Mike Lindell's site up yet?
Yeah, so I know that Mike Lindell made a splash list last week, and I've been trying to actually get on, and so I know he's very busy and whatnot. But I've reached out to Mike Lindell and his staff because I do want to join the discussion.
Sure. So I tried to get on too. I couldn't do it for some reason.
Yeah.
Lisa?
I couldn't get on either.
Yeah,
I mean, I
okay.
could just see the live video feed.
All right. Well,
but-
hopefully they get that thing up and working. I find it ironic that Parler all of a sudden is going to get replatformed by Apple. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, so Parler is going to be back in the Apple App Store. I guess they came to an agreement about moderation.
Uh-huh.
And so we'll see what happens. But yeah, they are going to be back up in the App Store. But people can follow me on Parler at Laura Loomer. I'm also on Gab at Laura Loomer, and I'm on Telegram at Loomered Official.
Okay, good. Hey, let's talk about your friend, actually your old employer too, James O'Keefe, and what happened to him after he got CNN director to brag about getting rid of Trump.
Yeah, well, James O'Keefe, of course, and Project Veritas did exposés into CNN, exposing them and their propaganda. And after that happened, the videos went super viral, and then Twitter just decided to ban Project Veritas and James O'Keefe. So James is now suing them because Twitter falsely accused James of running fake accounts. So he's suing Twitter for defamation, just like I sued Facebook for defamation.
Yeah. So hopefully, one of these days, I mean, you got a Supreme Court justice who's interested in the Supreme Court seeing these cases, and that's Judge Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, and Clarence Thomas, of course, his statement that's gone viral, or his opinion, was in response to the antitrust lawsuit that I brought that petitioned all the way up to the Supreme Court against Google, Facebook, Twitter, and Apple. And so, he issued a concurring opinion, but he also did state that the arguments that we laid out were important and eventually need to be addressed.
So what are you doing about that?
Preparing more litigation as well. And so, we're going to be filing more litigation
Clarence
in the future, so stay tuned.
Based on Judge Thomas's statement that the Supreme Court needs to listen to this. It's very important.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If someone calls you a white supremacist, how do you respond?
Well, I think it's really interesting that, people call me a white supremacist, even though I'm Jewish. Apparently, they don't seem to understand that the KKK isn't too fond of Jews.
Yeah. I mean, that, I get that too. And quite frankly, I'm a little dark right now, but you get me down there in July, and I've been accused of being a black guy, so
yeah,
the skin identification stuff has got to stop. And what I do, and this has happened to me a couple times on Twitter, when they kind of accuse me of this stuff, I tell them, you know what, you're a racist pig, and without trying to, I got black friends. People want to, I got black friends. Black people love me. Blah blah blah. You got to immediately put it back in their face. You are calling me something by the pigment of my skin. You are a racist pig, and it's worked because it stuns them. They don't expect it coming back, and that's what they deserve too. What do you think?
Well, look, I think that the messaging that these Democrats are pushing out against Republicans isn't really going to stick anymore. I mean, it's just so tried and old and tired, and everything that they say, like they're diminishing the meaning of words, like the word racist, white supremacist, Nazi. And so, everybody is a white supremacist in this day and age. Everything is racist. They're saying that sheet music is racist, right? So, I think that a lot of Americans have been desensitized to what those words actually mean now, and the Democrats have really overplayed their hand.
Do you know who Ashley Babbitt is?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So who killed? We just saw the Chauvin Floyd trial, right? I mean, we just saw every detail of what happened there. Every little. They had witnesses. They had written statements. They had everything you ever wanted to know about that situation. Why the hell don't we know who killed this U.S. Air Force veteran, Ashley Babbitt, Where's that investigation?
Well, they're not charging the black cop that shot her. She's unarmed, of course, and
See, I didn't know. I didn't know it was
that's not considered excessive police force, but it's
Really?
only considered excessive police force, I guess, when it's a black victim. So I guess white lives don't really matter to the Democrats.
Well, why don't we know the details of it? I mean, was she armed? The FBI
She
came
was
in.
not. No, she was not armed.
So why was she killed then? What did she do that got her killed?
She was assassinated. She was assassinated. She was wrapped in a Trump flag, and there was just this fervent hatred towards the Trump supporters who were inside fighting against or protesting against voter fraud.
You know what's interesting?
She was assassinated. The police officer didn't even say, "Back up or I'll shoot you." He just assassinated her.
Wow. I didn't know that. What's interesting is I was watching a film of I wanted to see if there were cops that let people into the, remove barriers and held doors for the people to come in, because I knew there were some that happened to. So I found this one. Sure enough, it was a cop that had a Trump hat on, a MAGA hat, just like Rick Henderson here is wearing. Make America Great Again. All right? And this cop was wearing that hat, removing barriers, and opened the door for these people. Now, once he got in the Capitol, he took the hat off, and when he came back out, he put the hat back on. A black cop did this. So, So where do they come off with all these people that are still sitting in a jail somewhere in D.C.? What crimes do they commit if they were let into the Capitol?
Well, they didn't. That's the whole argument around January 6th, right? Is that how can this be an insurrection when you have police officers on video literally allowing the protesters inside?
So what happens to all these people that are languishing in jail still today from the 1-6?
Well, they're being denied their due process. It's unconstitutional. And my friend Joe Biggs is one of those people, and he was just arrested and he's being detained until his trial starts without bail. And so, people are. I thought that it was innocent until proven guilty, not guilty without due process just because you're a Trump supporter.
Why can't he get out on bail? All these people.
Because it's a political witch hunt, and they're targeting all of these Trump supporters.
Where's our court system at?
Well, it's corrupt. We have judicial corruption in this country.
Yeah, I know. I'm just want to get you to say it. Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute to you?
Well, people can go to Loomer2022.com and make a donation to support my congressional campaign today. And they can follow me on Parler at Laura Loomer and on Gab at Laura Loomer and Telegram as well.
Laura, did you hear about the peanut farmer who sued the pecan grower?
No.
Yeah, it was a real nutcase. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura, the Illuminator Loomer. I apologize once more for making my mistake, although if I check my phone and I had the right time, I'm calling you back. Okay. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah.
You have a great weekend. Bye. Bye-bye. Okay.
Oh, good grief.
Well, it's pretty good. She had a private conversation with Donald Trump and Mike Pompeo. Wow.
That's really cool.
That is really, I'm jealous.
That's the level of guests we have on this
show.
He
never calls
me. Incredible.
I know. He never calls. I mean, Trump never called. Why doesn't he call? I get Joe Alexander.
He called to wish you happy birthday one time.
Yeah, I know, but he hung up. He hung up on me. He called. Hey,
I think you were asking him about a job or something.
Did you have that recording by chance?
Negative.
Negative? All right. Okay. All right. So now it's 10:18. I got a 10:30, don't I?
10:30. And we have some more comments on Facebook.
Okay.
Too.
Yeah. Let's see.
So there you
go. So glad to hear you say setup. No one is ignorant enough to pose with your hands in your pockets while kneeling on someone's neck for 10 minutes. I just have too many questions from the start. Okay, she thinks that the Floyd thing was a setup. Pamela Tanner, it kind of goes back to no respect for authority, no training, and absent fathers. That's I would agree with that. I think we saw what we saw. I know other people don't believe it happened, and I believe it did. Hopefully, that other person who's sitting in this room right now will actually contact me when the truth actually, according to him, is verified, because the stuff, he's got a lot of stuff on his mind, but none of it's been verified, or very little of it has, right? So you're still hanging in there, right?
I'm still hanging in there.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. The Democrats, this is from Pamela Tanner. The Democrats are the party of fantasy, fabrication, and phony narratives, puppets for communism and the cabal. All right. Cool. This is Christiane Scott. I haven't decided whether they truly believe the vile things that come out of their mouths, or if they are just saying them to stir up strife. I assume she's talking about the Democrats. Yep. And this is a rather long one from Christiane. My daughter called me a racist who lives with white privilege. LOL. She is so brainwashed she believes she is a racist just because she was born white. Never mind that her childhood best friend was a black girl. And it was the black girl that grew up in my home who started the whole verbal battle. Okay. Yeah, things are getting lots of angst, and people are getting mixed up. Come on, Dave. This is James Louis. Come on, Dave. That pecan joke was nuts. Oy vey. Oy vey.
JL, you're trying too hard, buddy.
Oh, man. He got a hernia doing that one, I thought. And Owen McNamee, it's good morning, folks. Hi. How you doing? You're up
Owen.
late. What? How do you say that?
Well, McNamee.
McNamee. All right. Good Jewish name.
That'd be
right
my
there.
guess. Yeah.
Good Jewish name. Yeah.
I know
there you
his
go.
real last name.
That's not his real name?
I can't say.
Oh, all righty. Okay. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. Wait a minute. We have to overhaul the school curriculums. That's from Pam Tanner.
Got another one there.
I thought it was interesting that the witness for the defense in the Chauvin case trial pleaded the fifth. Yeah, there was one of them that did that. I think it was one of the buddies he had that was one of Floyd's buddies. He didn't want to get involved. I don't know. It's all speculation. And Owen again, doesn't matter what color people are, the Democrats will always find a way to destroy America no matter what. I think you got a point. I think they're non-apologetic about that.
Well, no, Pelosi even got caught. I mean, we played the clip before.
Yeah.
She admits how they smear people and create a whole campaign out of it.
Let's do it again. Good idea.
If you haven't heard this before, it's really sad. So make sure and pay attention.
And this is her. This is the truth. This is Nancy Pelosi.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic.
This is Nancy Pelosi. Okay. I did my little horse thing. I forgot the first part.
No, that's what she sounds like, though. I mean,
yeah, there you go. And that's her. That's her bragging about what she does. Destroying people. That's what it's all about. You destroy them.
And what if Trump had said that?
He'd be eviscerated by the press. Where's the press? They're making up stuff. Maybe with frank speech, we smear her. She is an enemy of this great country and treasonous. Well, all right. I don't care about that as much as equal treatment under the law. And living to rap and smear her, I'm just telling the truth here. Okay? The truth itself is enough to smear her any day of the week and twice on Sunday. I don't need to make up stuff to smear her. She's a smear-all kind of personality, and I can quote her from protecting Maxine Waters to impeaching the president to saying that he's guilty of Russian collusion. I mean, God, I can rattle them off right now. I don't have to look at anything.
No, that's how outspoken she's been about that.
Yeah.
And now, nothing happens to her.
Now, what do we got Liz coming out at 10:30, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. About 5 minutes away.
Yeah. Oh, I got a thing on James LeBron. Twitter won't say if James' tweet violated rules. I wonder if they're talking about the threat to the cop that I brought up earlier.
It is.
Has to be.
Is it?
They just posted that, I think this is their scapegoat. They said, we don't evaluate deleted tweets.
Okay.
So how's that for avoiding the question?
Yeah. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's me.
Oh, it's Liz Fontana. Okay, listen, we got to play your song first. Wait, hold on. Don't play it quite
You got to
yet.
get up and stretch.
I got to
first.
get up. Oh my God. Oh, it hurts. I'm old.
Be careful with your equipment.
Okay, oy vey. Okay, now I feel pretty good. All right.
Be careful with your
Yeah,
equipment.
I can't. My wife says I can't break any more of my equipment. So.
Well, you're about to pull your headphone.
Huh?
pulling
Oh,
your
yeah, I
headphone.
got to do that. Hold on. All right, I'm ready. Wait a minute. I got to have the headphone. I got to hear the song. I got to hear the song.
Straighten
Go.
out your headphone first,
Come on.
though, or it's going to come flying off your head.
It won't make any difference.
Hold on. My wires are tight.
To superstitions, black cats and voodoo dolls.
Okay, backflip. Whoa! All right, double backflip, landing on a split. Oh my God! I did it again. Oh, that's why you only get on once every 2 weeks, because I need that time to cure myself. I ripped something down there. I don't know what it is.
You leaned forward and leaned backward.
I hurt my equipment. I hurt my equipment. You stop. You stop lying about me.
I got you on video, baby.
Stop it. I knew you were coming.
She's got you on video.
She's lying.
I know I'm not.
You know what? You can trust her film about as much as the Democrats filming Trump instigating a crowd somewhere. Okay,
That is unnecessarily harsh.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's just right for you, ladies and gentlemen. This woman was saved from slavery in Cuba at the hands of Fidel Castro by Matilda, the great white shark, who threw her on her back at age 6 and took her all the way to Miami. Please welcome the fiery Latina, Liz Fontana.
I have a new name.
I don't know how to say that name.
Sounds
but-
Italian, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No. It's Fariñas. It's my mom's last name, and
Espanol.
it's because I'm a fugitive now.
There you go. Yes. By the way, you're on social media, so
Yeah, I'm a fugitive from social media.
There
I
you go.
cannot say my real last name.
now I also didn't mention that Matilda, when you were riding on her back, there was a pod of dolphins led by Daisy the dolphin, who we need to hear from her again. Okay, so let's hit it. Yeah, we know you did a good job. Yeah. What do you mean you hated the white shark? Okay, I understand that. You don't like white sharks, but you eat their livers, don't you?
Oh,
so quit razzing me. Golly. Okay, Daisy is done. I don't want to talk to her anymore. But she did make it with the Miami Dolphins. She was Daisy the Dolphin with the Miami Dolphins there. And then, her kids have rotated, taking that particular spot there.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. I think she starred in that movie with Jim Carrey, was it?
Ace Ventura. Yep.
Yeah, Ace Ventura. That was
So where
Daisy.
do we come in? So where do we come in? We have a story with Liz too, and you and me and all the crew. So what's happening here?
Yeah, there we go.
We need to get attention here.
We need to
money.
We need to do it. This sounds like a movie to me. All right. I don't think Disney would touch it, but what the hell? You know, they ought to. Okay, so Biden is banning words like illegal alien and assimilation. There, I just said it. What can be wrong with this?
Oh my God! I mean, they'll use any excuse to promote them as saints when they're thugs, criminals coming over the border and child trafficking, and so we're promoting criminals now, and we hate the flag, and we hate Republicans, and we have to be fugitives, and we have Maxine Waters now saying get in their face.
Yeah.
And where are we going with all this? I mean, the violence, the attack on people, the attack on Republicans, the mask, forever and ever, amen. There will be no resolution to this illness.
They're just now on television, Liz. They were asking why Twitter still has LeBron James on. He threatened a cop. He said, "You're next." The one that shot the gal that was about to stab another gal.
Can you imagine?
In Ohio.
And the poor police officers. I mean, why do they have to now live in fear that while doing their jobs, they're going to be arrested, criminalized, set up?
Killed.
I'm very unhappy.
Killed.
Or killed.
Yeah.
I know someone that works from Homeland Security. I won't say who, but I was told, I said, why is your face no longer on Twitter? I can't.
Yeah.
It's Republican. He's a Republican.
Uh-huh.
So do you understand the level of intimidation and threats we got going on here with people that actually work for the government, Homeland Security? Since our information is public, they'll put your name, my name, they can run us through, and we're Republicans.
Yeah.
So they're afraid for their jobs, for their safety. What's happening to this world? You tell me.
What's happening to our country? I'm more worried about this country than I am the world. The world reflects off of what we do. We're the leader of the world. And right now the world is beginning to fall apart in just 3.5 months of Joe Biden. Okay?
Can you imagine?
And Democrats. They're falling apart. I mean, it's the Chinese are taking advantage of us. Russia is threatening a red line. Back and forth on threatening Ukraine. And what's Biden going to do? You know?
He's sitting there like he's a senile. I almost said something really bad here.
Yeah, don't.
A senile. No, I won't.
No.
Senile human being sitting there in his convalescent home. Because that's where he's at. He's not even in the White House. He looks like he's gone to have lunch or he's so doped up that who the heck knows what he'll do if he'll push the wrong button and we'll all be gone one day.
Well, even the Democrats,
scary.
Even the Democrats don't want him to be the sole person that can get the nuclear codes to work.
Of course not.
Okay. So even they're upset about him. Where's Pamela? Where's Kamala Harris? Where's she?
Yeah, where is she?
I mean,
by the way, where are all their
wasn't she delegated? Wasn't she delegated the border, and she's not been at the border yet?
Nobody's been at the border. Biden has not been at the border. Kamala hasn't been at the border. Everybody's kind of like in hiding. If you notice, I mean, they ain't speaking much. I don't see Obama speaking much. I don't see Hillary speaking much. They're like on a low key. Somehow.
They can't even blame Trump anymore. That was blown off.
Right.
You know, that lie was blown off, and they're claiming everything is a catastrophe. Everything is a crisis except for the border, which is the biggest crisis they got. It's a combination.
They excuse it as something wonderful that we should be all embracing. How can we embrace this?
Yeah, exactly. So what's up?
Well, you know what I'm embracing? What I'm embracing?
What are you embracing?
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you.
Hold on.
Bruce Jenner.
Let me tell you something. Yes. Who? Bruce Jenner? Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, okay.
Transgender.
Yeah.
Republican.
Yeah.
Is running for governor of California to replace Gavin Newsom, the current governor. And this is in today's news. that he's going to be announcing it. He's already put the paperwork as of today.
No, that's interesting. I heard a rumor about that, but you have solidified it. It's a scoop for the Dave Weinbaum Show. Thank you so much. And my wife is wondering. I know what she's wondering. She's wondering, like me, does he have the right equipment?
I don't know, but he might have both. We don't know.
You never know.
Don't go there. Just don't go
better
there.
not go there, right? No?
I don't know. I don't understand that.
What are you talking about? I mean, has he run for it? Does he have the experience? Does he know what he's doing? Does he know what she's doing? Does she know what he's doing? And does he know what she's doing at the same time? I'm confused. Did I confuse anybody?
But I don't know. Tell you what I think of this.
What?
How on earth are the Democrats going to say he's not qualified? He's got all the qualifications.
There
he
you go.
was a woman.
He was a woman. He's a man.
Now he's a woman.
He was an Olympic champion, for God's sakes. Okay.
Exactly. Then he's transgender. Then he was married. Then he had children.
Yeah.
Then he's with women. He's got all the qualifications.
That is a very interesting and a very progressive point of view right there. I mean, he's got everything.
I never would have thought of that, but that is genius. So then they can come against him and hack everybody else off at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You know something? When all those transgender gay people from California start voting, red state, I don't care if he's got no qualification. One more red state.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that'll be very interesting to see how that comes out. You know, so
I think he's you know what I think about him?
Yeah,
he is not the type to quit, whether he's got qualifications or not. I know him for a long time that he is Republican, so he's not faking that. That is the one thing I think he's sure of.
Wait a minute. I don't think he's intentionally faking something. I think there's a few screws that are different than other people. A few screws that are different than other people. I don't know if I should say that either.
No, yeah, he's got a few. But listen, those are the screws that trigger the left. So how are they going to go against him in the campaign? Know. You tell me.
It's a good question.
Because he's got all the perfect loose screws to fit right in, and they can't combat him.
Yeah, I mean, they sort of have to do it based on their sexual, color-filled agendas.
Woke.
Their woke agendas. They gotta. I think they have to do it.
Their own self-made qualifications.
You know this. I wonder.
Amen.
I wonder if this will get on to the California section of my show when it goes out there.
I pray to God, and let me tell you, you heard it here first.
There you go.
He's on fire. I'm saying.
So
I'm rooting for him. I want someone in their own team to get in their freaking faces.
So will we ever have a full investigation? Now watch yourself here, okay? Will we ever get a full investigation for the 2020 elections? Or will they continue to ban us if we demand this?
Well, I see that Frank, the new platform, is definitely suing and doing a whole bunch of stuff, and he's got plenty of money, and I wonder who's backing him.
Are you on there? Are you on there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we couldn't get on. Was there a secret? Did you have a secret code or something like that?
I don't know. Dave, I am an expert at pushing all the buttons. I mean, I don't know anymore.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm pushing buttons here and there.
And you get punished for it, too. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Could you put in a call to Mike Lindell or President Trump to get us on, Frank?
No, I haven't. I don't have that. I wish I had that connection.
She got in before
we will
us.
all be on there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got in before us. You got in before.
If it ever happens,
wait.
I will not forget you.
Well, you got in before us, and you didn't take us along.
No, I
She
told
tried.
you the website. I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And there was a VIP thing, and I kept doing it and doing it. I got on it, so I put it on my phone. It's just like you gotta keep like searching and Googling. And now I got a new email. It's called Pronto Mail. It's encrypted, and that's how I'm making my accounts, because they can't trigger you back to your IP address, because I feel like I'm a fugitive. I mean, I've been on Twitter,
Well,
and
you
the
are.
original platform,
Yeah.
58,000 people. Then I had 4 more after that. They threw me all down. Then I had Facebook. They threw me that one down, and then I had 4 more. And now I think they're trying to do this one that I have on with you again.
Sure.
So I cannot sign in from my computer. It has to be solely from my phone because
Wow.
my phone is the one that's got that email.
Well,
It's a mess.
you know, I was just on the phone with. I was on the phone with Laura Loomer.
I heard it. I was
Did
hearing
you?
it. Don't you think? Yeah, of course I was. And I was
Okay.
hearing everything that she had to say. And she's a sharp woman, and she's running again.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of her.
She got to talk to Donald Trump.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. She's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
she is just a good person, and she's fighting for the right causes.
Well, she's a
And-
tough woman like you know.
Yeah, you can't listen. You can't be very weak these days because
No.
they will walk all over you and they will stomp on you.
Yeah.
And
That like Lisa
if
does
you
to me.
allow it.
Lisa does that to me every night.
Only when I have the high heels on.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, and the whipping him.
Yeah. Ow! Ow! Don't do it in front of Liz. That's embarrassing.
Don't worry, I won't
Stop
videotape
it.
that.
Stop it! Stop it! Anyhow, how about this? Are we headed for? No, they're doing an investigation on the Minneapolis Police Department, started by Judge Merrick, who is the new DOJ head, the new AG.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are they headed? There's got to be a purpose to this, and I'm thinking, are they looking at a federal police force versus local?
They'll do anything that they can get their hands off, and that's what's worrying me. I mean, I almost pray like there was a God intervention, and then somehow Trump will be proven that election was a fake from Biden, which we all know it was, and that he somehow comes back from Mar-a-Lago, because honestly, this is scary to no end anymore. I don't like what they're doing to police officers. If we can't trust the police, and yes, I'm not going to say that sometimes police officers don't act in the best ways at times because they're under pressure. They're living a moment that none of us ever want to live, and they're having to make split decisions. But you can't continue to say that police officers are bad and try to make them be guilty of something and then turn around the entire police force to another way because it's convenient to the left. We can't continue this, or else, I mean, this is my greatest fear. I always told you from day one when you invited me the first time, what was my greatest fear was communism, and
There you go.
it's here.
And that was my next question. How quickly are we sinking into communism?
We're
Seems
here.
We're here. Yeah.
We're here. When
There
we
you go.
can't talk, when we are trapped.
When we are
when
banned
our
and we are punished
Uh-huh.
for what we say, I mean, that is communism, isn't it?
Of course it is. And, taking your guns away, your freedom of speech, being persecuted, being framed, being singled out.
Yeah.
All the not allowing you to believe in God.
I think
your
the
children be turned against their parents. All this is
I
communism.
think the Democrats are doing this because they're scared to death of what we could do to them when we find out the things that they were doing to the election, that they were doing to Trump.
Yes.
We know what they've done. We do know that. It's a
We
matter
do.
of
I know it.
of
I mean, I was on the ground. I saw how
Yeah.
many people he had, and we saw on TV.
Yeah.
He had 6 people sitting on top of cars that were probably purchased just for those little events. Nothing about this is normal. Even when he talks on TV, does he look presidential to you?
No.
No, I've never.
I
I could probably do a better job.
There's no way this guy got 81 million votes. There's no way. There's not enough
There's
people
no
in the
way.
world. I mean, Trump got 74 million. It was 12. At least that's what they're admitting. We don't know how many of those were changed, but 74 million votes. He had 62 million to win the first time, and he got 12 million
He won.
more, and he
Won,
lost.
Dave. He won.
Well, I think he
They
did.
sold it.
Look, I think he won. Okay, so
I do too.
Yeah. Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
Well, I'm on Facebook and I'm 007 as long as I can continue my new Mission Impossible event.
Trick
I will
question.
be there, and I'm on Gab and I'm on Parlor,
right.
and now I listen to Frank.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I try to stay away from unhealthy social medias like anything that has to do with the left or CNN or fake news.
So, speaking of social media, Pamela Tanner commented and said that Mike Lindell came out with a statement saying that they'd had a cyber attack against them and they're trying to get all the problems worked out and ask us to be patient for that new platform.
Thank you, Pamela. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, imagine they're going to. They're going to do this to us. They're going to try to silence us. They're going to do everything in their power. Soon, I'm hoping that Trump comes back in his platform. We're all waiting on that one. That should be the big one.
Well, hopefully he does something with Lindell. I thought that Trump was going to be with Lindell on this thing.
No, he isn't. Lindell's doing his own thing, and hopefully Trump will. You got to realize Trump must be kind of tired. I mean, I think he's recharging his batteries.
I don't. So. You know what? I don't get that impression. I think he's a different kind of guy. I mean, I'm exhausted doing this radio show. I mean, I go into, I sleep for like almost 2 days after this show, after doing
because it drains you, because it just takes your energy, because this is your passion. When you have a passion about something, it drains you at the end.
Trump's being way too quiet, and there has to be a strategy behind it.
All right.
I agree with you. He has a strategy for sure, and he's coming back. Keep listening,
because we got some more Trump clips to play, but I want to know one thing.
Yes.
Did you hear about the doe that got lucky?
No.
Yeah, she won $1 million.
I want to win $1 million.
Oh, you're bad. Oh, come on. Oh,
I thought it was one of his better ones.
Well, you see, you're getting objections.
It just didn't work for me. Sorry,
didn't work for you.
It worked for me.
She won $1 million.
It worked for me. Anything that's got $1 million works for me. Let's do the movie.
See now, you would. What are you not? You don't listen to my wife. You just listen to Liz.
I'm just like LeBron James.
I
just gave into the pressure.
JP, you have to follow me in my new account.
I'm going to get into trouble here.
Yeah, you have to send me a request or something.
Hey, Liz, thank you so much.
I can't find you. You need to go to Dave. I can't find you. I've been putting your name and nothing comes up. They're trying to stop me from being near you.
Who's that? Me?
Facebook, I guess.
Facebook.
Near you, JP?
They're trying to keep me and Liz apart. They won't let us be friends anymore.
What's going on with her?
I don't know.
Exactly. I keep looking for him and I can't come up. I keep putting it.
What did you do? Did you block her? You didn't block her.
No.
Did you? All right.
Nope.
No, he never did. Actually, he loved me to death. So that's why they don't want him.
Okay, another thing. Mike Lindell's absolute interference proves Trump won by a landslide. Okay, well, that's an opinion. And
we got some Liz love here from Pam.
It. Oh, and Pamela Tanner. I always enjoy Liz. She is amazing. All right, we're going to end on that note, Liz.
Yeah.
Because
so I said hello, and thank you to all of you for giving me a platform. No matter how much persecution, I will come back on your show.
Well, and you're always welcome here, too.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Liz.
I love you all, and
we love you too.
Safe weekend.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, JP. Find me.
Yeah,
right.
JP.
Will
find
do.
her.
Will do.
Gee, God. All right. Thank you, Liz.
Bye.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, let's. You know what? I'm free now for like 12 minutes, guys. So if you want to call me, 573-578-2700. And let's play those last Trump clips.
Yeah, we got one more that we haven't played yet. So
okay, and that's it. We got through them all?
We did.
Wow.
So here we go. This is the final one.
Yeah, there you go.
It was a total fraud.
Yeah.
And you know what it did? It hurt any possibility of dealing with Russia. We could have had a good look. They'll say, "Oh, he loves Russia." Getting along with Russia is a good thing, not a bad thing. Getting along with China is a good thing. The problem we had with China was COVID, because nobody ever took out so much money from China. You know, if you look at China, I was taking tens of billions of dollars of tariffs from China, and our farmers were doing great. The reason they were doing great was because of the tariffs. I was able to sign a great deal for our farmers. But getting along with these countries, getting along with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. When I came in, President Obama said, and I think this is very public, the biggest problem we have is North Korea. There's going to be a war. There was no war. We got along great. He writes me letters. I like him. He likes me. There's nothing wrong with that. I got along great with President Putin. I liked him. He liked me. That's a good thing, not a bad thing.
All right, we're back. We're back, and we got a caller. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave. It's JL.
I guessed you. I guessed, right? See, I got witnesses.
You were getting really good at this.
Yeah. My timing is good today. What can I tell you? Okay, what can I do for you, JL?
Well, what time is it if it's good?
Huh?
Oh, never mind.
What was that?
It was about above your. Anyway, don't worry about it, Dave. Let's go on to what we're talking about. We're talking about the wages and stuff, right? $15 an hour minimum wage and all that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what that is happening there is, and you can't get help, and you're not the only one. There's a lot of people that can't find help because they're getting $600 a week unemployment.
Yeah.
I mean, why would they even go to work? This is just another step the Democrats are taking to put you small business people out of business.
Are they getting really $600 a week? Wow.
Yes, that's what it is. I got a friend that's he's retired, and his company shut down. He's 76 years old. He's drawing his Social Security and $600 a week unemployment.
Wow. Okay, well, Social Security pays a lot.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a sad, sad situation. I do not want that to happen to my country.
Not to that. No. I mean, we need people to realize, I mean, the American dream is what people come to this country for. You know,
Yes.
I mean, that's why they come, because, you know, these other countries, they'll give you a few bucks here and there, but nobody's in business because they can't make a living. So you don't have food in the shelves. You don't have clothes. You got to wait in line for everything. So it's ridiculous. All right.
Yeah, that's what they want, the socialism. It's nonsense. Anyway.
While you're here, and since you, James Louis, you were on there too. Doughboy. You call me a doughboy? That was bad? No.
Well, I'm sorry, Dave. I was just
that hurt
passing
my
the buck
feelings.
on.
And there's another one, Vincent Esposito. They're just going to cheat. I'm assuming he's talking about the Democrats.
He is talking about the Democrats. Yep.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Yes.
Vincent Esposito, from where? I wonder if he's living in Miami along with Liz.
Yeah,
you know?
Probably.
Well, I don't know. That's kind of like, wait a minute. I think we're, hold on. What does he say? Oh, the doughboy again. You put that up there for me to read again?
No, it's still up there. I just haven't taken it off.
Okay. There you go. All right. Hey, Vincent Esposito, where are you from? Just out of curiosity. So
Anyway,
I'm
hey,
just
Dave,
wondering if he
how
knows.
do you
I see them.
know?
Go ahead.
How do you know a clock is still hungry?
How do I know a clock
is still hungry?
Is still hungry. What, Rick? You have an answer. Go ahead and spout it out.
It goes back for seconds.
Hey,
Dave, come on. Now's a good one. It fits into your time deal.
No, I didn't do the crickets. He does the crickets.
That was me, JL. Sorry.
You know what? I have some advice for you. Never nap in your trash bin on garbage hauling day. Okay, remember that. All right, I've got another caller. Have a good weekend, my friend.
You got
hit it. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Brian from Salem.
Hey, Brian. I know you called earlier. I got a chance to look at my phone. What's going on, my friend?
Well, okay, so we have the Democrats and the liberals stirring up trouble with the police.
Yeah.
And defunding the police, and now there's a lot of places that can't hire good police officers, so there's going to be bad ones hired, which is going to make the situation a lot worse.
Yeah.
Okay, and I am afraid what's going to happen is that the liberals will say next that, well, the police don't work at all. The police is a bad idea. Let's remove all the police, and we'll keep law and order with the military.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's their way of de facto martial law.
Right. Federalizing the police, and then we got Gestapo.
Okay.
Which could, from what I've seen, easily morph into the FBI.
Morph what into the FBI?
The FBI becomes the Gestapo.
Oh, I see.
They already kind of are.
Or Department of Homeland Security.
Okay. All right. Well,
and
sad.
They have, if I'm not mistaken, they have the concentration camps set up around the country. Nobody's in there right now, but from what I hear, they have them set up and ready, and they have had for a long time.
Yep, and probably Rick knows about that. So,
Rick who?
Rick Henderson, the gentleman who is on my show.
Yes, from Salem, by the way.
Yeah, from Salem.
Okay. I haven't listened. I can't listen to your show because I don't have internet, and I can't get on, and I don't have Facebook either. So I can call in and alert people to my opinions and whatever I see.
Okay.
But I can't listen.
All right.
Oh.
Well, very sorry about that.
Yeah, that's
would you please somebody send this man a computer?
I have a computer. I have lots of them. What I don't have is affordable internet access where I live.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, my friend. What else? Anything?
No. I just thought I should point out what could be going on with the police. I think they want to, like you said, either use they'll make a Gestapo out of somebody.
Yeah. I'm sad.
This is
That's
not
very
good.
sad. Very sad. All right. I appreciate you calling, and appreciate your loyalty to the show, Brian. Thank you very much. And
you're welcome. Talk to you later.
All right. You too. Hey, have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. We got 4 minutes. 4 minutes for you guys to call.
About 3.5, actually.
Really?
We're on the final countdown here.
All right. Ooh, let's do that. Okay.
Hey, we are like 6 people away from our target of 1,000 likes for the show. So if people would follow us, we greatly appreciate it.
Follow us and like us.
Follow us and like us.
Yes. And what's not to like? Come on. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained out there? Come on.
You have to be with us. I mean,
we got to get that one of that clip.
From Gladiator?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah. And then they start saying Spaniard, and we put in a Weinbaum. Weinbaum. We used to do that.
I'll have to look into that.
All right. See, we can do that.
Excuse me, Dave.
Okay. Yes, sir.
You know how I know that woman in the next office is Jewish?
How's that?
She is really hot.
Oh, my God. He's talking about my ex-daughter-in-law, and she's not Jewish. No, come on.
He's not.
No, that was good. God, no, I mean, it was good. You know, yeah, tell Jewish jokes to a Jewish boss. That's brilliant.
You notice that's why I gave him the crickets. I'm smart here.
Okay, what's the difference between a Jew and a canoe if you're going to tell a Jewish joke? What's the difference
I know.
between a... No, don't you tell.
I know.
What's the difference between a Jew and a canoe? Okay, go ahead.
One tips and one doesn't.
No, canoe tips. You screwed it up. Canoe tips. Why do you have to add stuff? What's that, 2?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, all right. Man alive.
Okay, so I was close.
Yeah.
Do I get some points?
You get a half a point for that.
Oh, come on.
For effort.
Thank you, JP.
Oh, my God. This thing is fixed. Talk about fixed. Talk about a trial being fixed. Give me a break. All right, what am I going to tell you in the last minute here? I don't know. What the hell?
How much you love us all.
I love everybody. The show. And, no, that sounds stupid. Okay, listen, I have a lot of fun doing this. I'm very happy that my wife is with me, even though she's insulting me often.
Aww.
And JP, who also insults me often.
Just with the crickets only.
And
we're very happy you're back today, JP.
Now, Rick Henderson, the most sophisticated person I know, has stooped down to the level of the other two in this show, and he's insulting me. He's insulting a Jewish guy with a Jewish joke. That's a real risky jump there.
Very risky.
But, okay, no,
That's how brave we are on this show.
That's all. Well, you ought to be, because I'm all about that, as you know. So I'm fine with that. You know, other Jewish guys would be pissed and all that, but I'm not.
That's right.
All right.
He'll save it for home.
So listen, you guys, go home. We're going to go home, and you guys keep talking. The only way we're going to get out of this mess is to object to it. And don't let anybody call you a white supremacist without calling them a racist peg back.
Oink, oink.
Okay? Thank you so much for listening to the Dave Weinbaum Show. I'll be back next week with another edition. Thank you.